Right, we are Kiwi Lads Channel State of Origin is back, and the first match taking place from Adelaide, Queensland. Last year, they did manage to win this contest 16 points to 10. Historically, a close first contest is normally on the table, and I feel like this game will be no difference. Looking at the betting odds, pretty much identical, so no one really knows who's going to be able to take out game one. Looking through, first of all, at Queensland, the home side, kind of. They have them down as the home side anyway in terms of what way up the name is. It is going to be Walsh, Cobbo, and Valentine Holmes. Tobias Fidel, Taulagi, Cameron Munster. He's going to be very important this contest last year, having a very good Origin series. And Daly Cherry Evans, I should say, the captain at number 7. Then Tino Fa'asul Malawi actually added into the lineup relatively late. A little bit of tactics maybe there from the coach. Then also Ben Hunt, Ruben Cotter, David Fafita, the big man running hard at the line. Normally the specialty. Gilbert and Patrick Carrigan, the last man in the starting side for Queensland. Looking through in New South Wales, is going to be James Tedesco, the skipper at number 1. Always tunes or just seems to go to that next level for the Origin series. Going to be very important in this game. Brian To'o, Stephen Crichton, and also Tommy Turbo Travojevic in the midfield. Josh Adokar, the Fox, out on the wing. Jerome Luai and Nathan Cleary. So quite a few Penrith Panthers boys in there once again this year, just like last. And if it's anything like the series or anything like the NRL, Panthers players normally don't do too badly. Tavita Pangai Jr., they're at number 8. Then also Kurisau, Huss, Tyson Frizzell, Hudson Young, and Isaiah Yeo, the last man in the New South Wales starting side. Now, I should mention the next Origin game, it is going to be in 21 days. That'll be on a Wednesday as well. In fact, the whole series on a Wednesday, which is a little bit weird. Normally, if I'm not wrong, last year we had a game on a Sunday. I think it was the 26th of June or somewhere around there. They did end up playing it on the Sunday. Go the Blues, says Colonia. Up the Maroons, says Lyle. And also Trell looking good in there, says Pads of Blaze. Yes, there's some very fantastic players throughout these two sides. Origin's always one of those ones that no matter how little rugby league you have watched during the year, which in my case is hardly any, unfortunately. I've watched nowhere near as much NRL as I would have liked to. I don't think we've only streamed a couple games, and that was pre-season. Hopefully that changes in the near future. But Origin is always a one you just don't want to miss. Unfortunately, compared to last year, it is just myself. Last series for game 2 and 3, we did have my dad with me on these live streams. He's currently away on holiday, but I think I can persuade him to join me for match 2 and 3. And go the Maroons, says Peter. When does it start, says Lyle? We are only probably about maybe 3 minutes away from the kickoff. They're supposed to kick off at 10:05. I would say by the time we have the welcome to country and the anthems, we might be a little bit later on, maybe about a 10:07 start. So 4 or 5 minutes time before this Origin test match does get underway. Game number 1. It's always an important one, like I mentioned. For New South Wales, they did lose the series last year. They lost the first game. They won the second when they were at home, but then they lost their third game when they were away, and that is something they've got to try and change. If they can win this first game, you get that huge amount of an advantage. And I watching from Papua New Guinea, says Andrew in there. So welcome in, mate. I actually, from the Rugby League World Cup, I ended up getting myself a Papua New Guinea scarf. It is sitting in my room. I think I actually got a Papua New Guinea hat as well. I absolutely love the passion that Papua New Guinea bring to the game of rugby league, and look forward to seeing where they do play next. Who is an old man out of Reed, Jonathan or Keelan? Not sure. Jonathan, if you go with just John, could be considered maybe the older name out of them, but Jonathan's a bit more hip, isn't it? Just looking through to see if we got a Jonathan in the actual lineups. We don't really. I didn't show you guys the benches, though. The teams and the interchange. For Queensland, Harry Grant, he seems to go very well throughout Origin. I've noticed from last year, me and Dad were thoroughly impressed with the tempo and the aggression that he does bring. Timo Fa'asul Malawi, he is no longer off the interchange. I've also got Cotter there. I believe he was also added into the starting lineup. Jai Arrow and also Dearden and Welch. Then looking through at New South Wales, Junior Paolo, one of those players that you probably want to unleash in small amounts so that he doesn't gas out, but he still can bring you that intensity and that power. Murray off the bench, Liam Martin, also Hines Burton, and then it is Utoi Kamanu. Hopefully I've said that correctly. He is there at number 19. Go the Maroons. Hello, Hamish. Queensland will win says Xavier there. I've seen a lot of people going for the Queensland side at this point. I don't think, other than maybe Go Blues a little bit earlier on from Kaloni, it seems like everyone is picking the Maroons to be able to get themselves the first victory. So, in fact, while we are at it, ladies and gentlemen, do let me know your score prediction. Who is taking out this game? I'm going to be a little bit different, mainly because I know that my mum loves watching the Blues. So, I'm going to say the Blues end up winning this game 20 points to 18. I think it will go down to the wire, but I'm picking New South Wales to take out the first victory. And that would be a massive one for them if they were able to do so, I should mention. It is not an easy series origin. You're amongst the middle of your NRL season where you're just starting to find your feet there. Couple players very unlucky with injury. Just always seem to miss out on that origin side. Hey, says Ali, welcome in. And they're about Union Hammy, says this news. And they're New South in your mouth, says Marco. That is a new one, but one that I would only expect from you, Johnny. And also King Wally Lewis predicts Queensland 14, New South Wales 12. I predict Queensland 28, New South Wales 16. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, when you do put your prediction in the chat, I will star it, and then at the end of the match, we will see who is closest. So I am going Queensland 18 to the 20 of New South Wales. There we go. We'll put mine in there as well so that we do remember it. There we go. We've got 2 predictions so far. So be sure to put in your predictions, ladies and gentlemen, of that score. We are having the Australian national anthem. A lot of these players have heard this quite a few times. The likes of a James Tedesco. I'm looking forward to seeing what Teddy can do at the back. He's normally pretty dangerous. You're shocking. Haha, says Xavier. And there as well. But that is the national anthem done. Josh Adokar, the Fox. It's going to be dangerous out on that wing. If they end up getting it slightly wrong early on, is going to be that scenario of just tries galore. And the snooze, I did see that he did renew his membership. Thank you very much, mate, for adding that membership. But I should mention we got Super Rugby this weekend as well for anyone who is just a fan of the Union side of things. Got about 4 games that we are going to be covering of the 6. Daily Cherry Evans now giving his team the last minute talk. Normally those chats, they're either ones that win or lose games. So hopefully you got it right there. I'm watching on 9 now, so it's like a minute delayed. Says Lyle there. And also says Xavier. And the prediction from Lyle, 36 New South Wales, 18. Queensland to win. New South Wales behind. Josh Adokar, ready to rumble, looking determined here. The Fox. Malawi, though. He was brought into the side late in the starting lineup. What happens if someone predicts closest or correct? They are the closest or they are correct. Best way of describing it. But the kickoff now about to take place. Nice night in Adelaide. Ready for some origin. It will be Queensland to kick this one off. We've been waiting 11 months and we are now underway, ladies and gentlemen. Will be the Blues receiving 5 meters out from their line. Almost a little bit of a slip there early from Tommy Turbo, who hits it up to the 20-meter line. In fact, it's only the 10-meter, not getting as many meters on that one as I thought for Turbo. Nice run forward from Tavita Pangai Jr. This first set normally makes or breaks a side. You've got to make sure you get in those meters as Eddie Jones in the crowd. I mean, to be fair, he goes to a lot of games, doesn't he, Eddie Jones? And he might be looking for a couple converts from league to Union. Isaiah Yo now hitting the ball up the Blues, up to the 40-meter line. That run from one of the co-captains. Right, Nathan Cleary kicks it high. They managed to get 40 meters there in their first set. Not too bad. Decent takedown at the back by Reece Walsh. Now charges forward for Queensland. Doesn't quite get through the line. Sup, says Amelia. Welcome in. And Yo says Farah. Hope you are both doing very well. To the right-hand side now. Hey, Taulangi. Queensland, if I remember rightly, in the first match last year, it was either the first or the third match, they were just making so many more meters than the Blues. And that was something that the Blues needed to improve on. Up to 40 meters out. That's the 4th. One more hit up. It will be Tino Malawi. Now gets taken down near the halfway line. And can you show us the match? Sadly, due to licensing, if I show any match footage or audio, we get taken straight off YouTube. So sadly, we are unable to show any footage. I do apologize for that. Kick downfield now. The Blues with the possession. Moving up to 30 meters out. Brian Ty actually wearing the headgear this week. Jerome Luai's teammate at the Penrith Panthers. I found a prime at Woolies yesterday. Is nasty and the blue raspberry is weird, says Amelia. I think the Maroons will win 14 points to the Blues 10, says Andrew for the prediction. Can I join the call? He said maybe next time, last time. I asked, so I must confirm, says Xavier. Probably not for this one, Xavier, I would say, just because probably need to know you first, just in case. Our big hit. Moving up nicely here. Tom Gilbert goes to Zayo. Nathan Cleary on the outside to Tom Travojevic. Last tackle, fifth and final. A little bit more meters to be made there. 51 meters this time. Kick now deep into Queensland territory. Charge and 40's taken out in the air. I believe that's going to end up being a penalty. It looks like there might even be a little bit of push and shove about to go down as well. That is what Origin is all about. A little bit of feeling. And both sides not too happy at the moment. And also, State of Origin is bad in New Zealand, so delayed live on TV3 as well. It's my birthday, not watching delayed coverage, says Shane. There's, oh, happy birthday. Love the fight, says Shane there. Yeah, both sides showing a little bit of excitement, showing a little bit of the adrenaline rush. Oh, tell you what, Reece Walsh has just connected with a big super kick, but it was Josh Adokar with that little bit of a cheap shot on the ground. Slight shoulder charge there, put Candy Floss 7 on his ass, says this news. Yeah, Daly Cherry Evans actually involved in a little bit of a push and shove, but it was the elbow from Adokar into the back of Reece Walsh. It did fire up the crowd a little bit. Adokar acting like it never happened. Challenge in the air first. Sounds like it is going to be just the penalty for the Queenslanders. This will get them some good territory early on the contest. Walsh, he gets very high with that one. Yeah, so they're trying to say maybe a bit of dangerous contact there from Adokar hitting him in the spine and send Adokar off the frickwit, says Xavier. Now Queensland, they will be able to kick this one downfield. They are 10 metres out from their own line currently. Daly Cherry Evans puts it into touch. 30 out now. We'll get their second set. The ground forward now from to by Fidel. A tackle made by Josh Adokar and also a couple others. I see Turbo and Frizzell in there. Be how we haven't seen a 6 again yet, and that is something that you cannot afford to give away early in this contest. Daly Cherry Evans goes across now to Walsh. Instead of passing on the outside, but decides to handle it instead. In fact, while we are at it, predictions first try scorer. I'm going Valentine Holmes. I feel like he's definitely one to watch out for if it's Queensland, or if it's, to be honest, if it's the New South Wales Blues, you normally see Brian To'o as a good option. And thanks, bro. I'm going New South Wales for the win, drinking wine and nitro. There's Shane there. Now moving up to 40 metres out from the line. Queensland still in possession. Big tackle made by Turbo on David Fafita, who still was able to make those extra post-contact meters. And he's hit. Be put high by Cameron Munster. That's swirling back towards Queensland. They do take that one nicely, trying to get the offload away, and it is claimed now by New South Wales. I believe Jerome Luai is going to walk away with that ball. In fact, he does, and the penalty does go their way. Oh, bit of push and shove again now. Young going at it. We've only been going about 5 minutes. We've already had 2 scuffles. And Selvin Cobo, brother, says Marco, and also mine is Daly Cherry Evans for Queensland and Josh Adokar for New South Wales. Selvin, hold the ball, mate, says the snooze. Yeah, it's Daly Cherry Evans actually again involved. That time, I think it was Hudson Young just holding his collar. Tried to push him away, and then Tom Gilbert getting in the face of his opposite number, Young. I feel like those two are going to go at each other a little bit there. Yeah, Cherry Evans pushing and shoving with Young. Then Young, I guess, slightly gets pushed away. Then he grabs him again. And Adokar try, says Shane there, but big kick downfield from New South Wales. Only 4.5 minutes through. Passing across to the right-hand side. Jerome Luai with the little offload ball. To, I believe it would have been once again Pungai Jr. Going to the right. Zaio. Good handling so far from both of these sides. We've only seen the one drop ball, but then that was one that was going to be a turnover anyway. So I don't know whether or not to count that one as a mistake. Nice pass across now from Kurisau at the Pungai Jr. Third tackle at the moment for New South Wales, only 15 metres out from the Queensland line. Nathan Cleary carving across, goes to Teddy to Turbo now. There's a lot of T's involved in this back line. The fuck with the T. Kind of works now. Nathan Cleary back across now to Jerome Luai. Thought about the offload on the inside, and he does use him now. Crichton getting closer now. New South Wales about 7 metres out. Nathan Cleary gonna put in a little chip in behind. Doesn't quite work out. Turbo to Ravojevic though. Slots it back. Offload there from Tedesco. Frizzell finds one as well, but it was a forward pass. Queensland Maroons will win. Says Jeffrey, do you have a score prediction, Jeffrey, for it? Do let me know, mate versus mate, state versus state. And DCE is looking old man with this year. Is about gone like Tom Christie. Although Tom Christie's only like 23, isn't he? He's a bit unfortunate. David Cherry Evans, he's been there, done that a little bit more. Running the dummy line there. Woods, Murray, Taulalangi is driven. Got to get used to all these names again. Like I mentioned, the only NRL we have covered this year was actually preseason. I want to change that though. In the near future, we are hoping to bring a bit more NRL back to the channel alongside the rugby union. We should change the name to Two Tails, says Xavier. That would be a lot of T's in there, wouldn't it? All they need now is Triple T, Te Tara Tahuri Orangi playing for them, and they'll be all set to go. Another penalty goes the way of Queensland. Offside. Cherry Evans now able to kick this one downfield. Does go into touch. This is going to be dangerous now for Queensland. They are only going to be about 30 metres out. And a nice attack coming on the short side. Almost through. Gets back up to his feet. Hunt was brilliant there to be able to find a gap that didn't really look like it was there for a start. Now off 10 metres out from the line. This is very close. Fafita drives his legs. They got to work out how to take this man down without him falling over the line. Now Hunt going across here. This is brilliant momentum now for Queensland. They are in the perfect attacking position. Brilliant low tackle made though on Daly Cherry Evans. They didn't quite get the 6 more. Crichton was the man who made that tackle. Tino Fasu Malawi taken down again 10 metres out. But this is a very good position to be for Queensland now. Hunt going back across. Thought about the pass instead. Driven down now will be Ruben Cotter. Now, what have they got? Queensland going in behind. It's going to be grubbed by Munster. Sits up and it's going to be the try for Tobai Fidel. And Queensland strike first in Adelaide. A brilliant try from the number 4. He's already had plenty of runs throughout this contest. And he's just got himself over the line. And let's go the Blues, says Ovi. And yes, sir, says Xavier. I think you were a little bit early with the try call. Xavier, be sure to wait for the action to take place. Yeah, Josh Adokar, unfortunately there, he was just marking about 4 different individuals. It just didn't really look like it was well set. And yeah, he ended up costing him drastically. Munster with that beautiful grubber in behind. Just sat up in the in-goal area, and Tobai Fidel was there for it. No way, Hammy, up it. The lander says as the snooze. Second appearance, they've just said for Tobai Fidel. Making the absolute most of it here with his first try in Origin. Just looking at it, it just seemed like they didn't have the numbers for a 15 final. At 1-on-1, but then there seemed to just be that gap behind. And then, yeah, Tedesco was never going to be able to get over to cover that one. Adokar had no idea where to go. And Fidel too good. Says the snooze. I need 60 more points for New South Wales and 24 more for Queensland, says Xavier. And also we have got there try for Manu Avatavai. I think that man, he learned his lesson when he was trying to score in a different factor, wasn't he? Or a different setting. What an easy sport. Says the snooze, and also sick of Queensland always winning this series gets boring. Says Shane. That's how people feel about the Bledisloe Cup, isn't it? The kick has gone over from Valentine Holmes. Now going to make the score 6-0 in favour of the Queenslanders. And go the Maroons, says Ugly Spoo. There as well, but almost 10 minutes gone at the moment in this contest. First try scored. And that will relieve a little bit of the early nerves for the Maroons. That one on the board already. Still not looking completely I guess you could say, calm, seeing as there is still quite a bit left in the tank, plenty of time left on the clock. Cane Toads are a little pissed. Says Obi there, 6-0 now. We kick downfield from Cleary to get us back underway. Taken there about 5 metres out from their line there, the Maroons. Go cut up from Tino Fa'asuamaleaui. Like I mentioned earlier on, he wasn't actually supposed to be in the starting side, but a couple late changes from Slater meant that he got his opportunity. Now Hunt goes off to the try scorer to by Fidel. Taken down again nicely. And that's the same as like New Zealand always wasting Australia. Boring, says Shane in there. Although they do say if you don't like watching it, you don't have to watch it. That's the beauty of, I guess, freedom, isn't it? They aren't forcing you to watch the games if you're not enjoying them. It's going to be another penalty this time. I believe that was a strip, was it? Yeah, just strip the ball. Allowed to do that when you have got the second man involved in the tackle. It now means that Queensland once again get themselves some nice territory. Is Jared Hayne watching this game? Maybe. He's lucky. He's out of the old cell, isn't he, by now? Cockroaches. I will be here long after humans, says Obi. Okay. Now off to the right-hand side. Tino Fa'asuamaleaui. Him backwards, still about 26 metres out from the line. Be better if it wasn't delayed, says Shane. Although the best thing you can do in that case is if you're listening to our live stream, just pause us till we match up with your TV. Big run there from Balladine home. Ball on the outside, Queensland and again. And this time, it's going to be scored by Selvin Cobbo. Because you picked to score the first one. Johnny got it for the second by birthday getting wasted. Dry Queensland says, Shane, what an easy sport, says the snooze and the beauty of freedom. To not watch a Cowboys game. Can't believe we lost 66 points to 18 against the Tigers. And yes, says Xavier there. It was a good backline to the right-hand side. Selvin Cobbo and an easy run, and Luai was never going to get to him out there. It's those penalties. That is actually twice in a row that the penalty has then gone on to cost this New South Wales side. They cannot afford to give them the start that they're giving them because or else then it's going to be playing catch-up for the rest of this contest. And we know that Queensland are pretty good at hanging on to a lead when they get that opportunity to. Selvin Cobbo, though, first try for him of this year. The Broncos in 2023, 9 tries scored, 53 tackle breaks. And deadly Selvin Cobbo. Here's Marco Vunipola there. And are we allowed to change predictions at halftime? We are not. We are stuck with it. Sport definitely belongs in one country. Like their bad refs. Is the snooze. If I had to guess the snooze, I would say you don't really like rugby league. It's just a little bit of it might be incorrect, but yeah, it just seems that way. Just a little bit. Now, trying to make it 12 points to 0 now. Valentine Holmes. This one's going to be a little bit more of a challenging kick. Near the sideline. And he struck it, and it's just going to drift around to the right-hand side. Missing that one. Nope. Says the snooze. Yeah. But the good news is we've got plenty more rugby this weekend, which is just around the corner. Also, the Ashes. I don't know whether or not you're a cricket man, but yeah, the Ashes coming up soon as well. We'll be covering it on the channel. New South Wales has Luai, Crichton, and Brian To'o, all 6A5 representatives. Says Marco Vunipola. And yeah, Samoa in that Rugby League World Cup, we did actually cover their games on the channel, and very impressive performances from those three for their country. Unfortunately, it was just that meeting with England, I believe it was. Just couldn't quite get there. Was it England or was it who did they come up against? I thought it was England. I think it was the rematch. I like league clashes with Super Rugby, says Shane. Yeah, that's why it's so hard to be able to commentate both, because of course we want to do every Super Rugby game that we can. Then we want to do some of the NRL alongside that, but we just haven't really had that opportunity to. Now, nice bit of work there from Hunt trying to drive forward for New South Wales. I like NRL, not this battle. There's a snooze. And I love the Ashes. I will promise that I will try and stay up late and sneak watching your stream. School, what's that? Says Xavier. Although you do still need your sleep, those games are going to be finishing at about 5:30 a.m. or each day of that test match. 5 in a row now. Kicked him behind by Munster on tackle 3. Seems like they're just playing a little bit more of that territory game, giving New South Wales the ball in hand now. 13 and a half minutes in, and they are down 10 points to 0. They're going to need a couple quick succession tries. They want a chance of being in the lead. The last 5 sets, though, we've only seen 1 from New South Wales. The other 4 have been from Queensland. Great run from Brian To'o. Moves up to 40 metres out, tackled, though, by Daly Cherry Evans. Now going on the short side. Some good, quick hands there from New South Wales. Hudson Young dragged down. True, luckily we have weekends, says Xavier. Very true. Now Luai, cross to Cleary. 20 metres out. Zaya Yo spins out a 1, challenger Munster. That will now be 5th and final. Nice meters made there. 54 to be exact. Nathan Cleary kicks it up high again. New South Wales chasing after this one. Going to be taken nicely by Reece Walsh. And did he jump in the field of play, or was it? I think it's going to be 10 metres. They use it. Hello, Hamish and the Rugby Rockers. After the Irish, you keep their nerve and beat the Stormers Saturday, says Roof. Yeah, brilliant performance from Munster. And we're not talking about Cameron Munster in this game, although he is normally pretty good during the Origin. Yeah, the Irish winning themselves the URC. Who's showing the Ashes? Is it Sky New Zealand? I believe it's on Spark at a guess. Because I know that Spark have England versus Ireland, their warm-up game. So maybe on Spark, but I'm not too sure. Either Spark or Sky, though. Going to be goal line dropout. Now taken by Josh Adokar. Hasn't really shown that acceleration as of yet. Tackled by Munster pretty early. Having a bit of a chat with him while he's on the ground. And it's a wet Cape down here. Day off, relax and listening to some Aussie ruggers. That's going to be the 6 again call. The first that we have seen of the day. One was against Queensland. Now 25 metres out from the line. Isaiah on across the Payne Haas. Getting closer now. And Sen, says Mangley. And also go the Maroons, says Jeffrey. And they have had a brilliant start. Nathan Cleary finds the offload to Isaiah. Kurisau now. Skip pass. That's going to be forward, I would think. Yes, it is. And another mistake from the Blues means that it's going to be back in possession for back in possession for Queensland. Also want to say, Hamish, I paid my Sky after 4 weeks because of State of Origin. Not going to lie, says, was the snooze. So you paid for it so that you could get State of Origin, or so you'd miss out the snooze? I think it was so you did get it, wasn't it? I was pissed when the Kiwis played either England or Scotland in Denver, Colorado, bro. They're thinking they're the All Blacks. Nah, mate, these guys are impossible. They're elite players. There's Marco. And yeah, because Spark isn't showing New Zealand games anymore, says Shane. Yeah. Spark's a bit weird at the moment. It seems to be they've got their licenses that they had secured already. And now it's just a case of slowly they're going to keep on dropping off until it all becomes either TVNZ or Sky. Game played in Sydney, Brisbane, South Auckland, and North England. You know, I'll stick to the rugby, says Marco. Now, big run forward from Fafita. 16 minutes into this contest at the moment. And also, I miss out on Super Rugby. I missed out on Super for a bit. And also, I just heard about that pub in Timaru kicking that guy out for his moko. Boycott, says Obi. So I assume the only place in Timaru that has that is the Sale. If it was a nightclub or a restaurant? I haven't actually seen any news. That's the thing. I don't actually read any news whatsoever. Probably should, but yeah, I have no idea what's happening in the world. It's going to be kicked downfield from Cherry Evans after the set is finished. 40 metres game. Brian To'o now manages to step once. And New South Wales need to score. Go the Queenslanders. There's Christopher. Found the offload there. Nice extra metres. Oh, Turbo Tom's bottoms out on the screen for everyone to see. Now Tedesco runs forward. Correction, restaurant. Do you know what restaurant it was, Obi? I only know of about 3 in Timaru, maybe 4. One of them we went to the other day. Hopefully it's not that one. They had a good burger too. Now, nice run forward. Looks like there might be some sort of injury here for one of the Queenslanders. A little bit slow getting back. I think that's Tom Gilbert. His arm's kind of just dangling there. That doesn't look too flash. He's going to try and make that. Oh, he tried to make the tackle with one arm. It's just not working. He needs to go off. Unfortunately for him, I don't think he's going to be able to continue. And they have noticed that, so they are going to be going to his side. Trying to pop it back in by the looks of it. Isaiah, though, that will be 5th and final. Now New South Wales. Back again to Nathan Cleary. Can he create some magic with the kick? It's gone high. Being chased well by Turbo Tom. Doesn't get to it again. It's a great take from the youngster Reece Walsh. And Turbo Tom are hanging out in George's nose. Getting ready for a good old sniff. There's Marco. They are just showing the replay here. Arm on the wrong side, or just ended up with it too far out. Just ended up getting it pushed back. Can you have try scorers back on the screen? Says Shane. Could do one moment. We haven't got. Oh. One moment. I have to type it out. Okay, that's a penalty in favour of the Blues now because Queensland had too many players on the field. That was a bit weird. The try scorers that we've seen so far have been by, well, they've played on the Blues. One moment, we've got to type this out quickly. Fidel. And it was Bobo. Oh, no. Okay, we're not going to have that because it just deleted it. Apparently, who's injured? It was number 12, Tom Gilbert. Now, Nathan Cleary almost through. That was a great run from Tyson Frizzell. Just couldn't quite find the offload that he wanted. Say Frizzell rather than Frizzell. A bit too much shit in there. Nice step there from Cleary. Almost managed to get through. Up to fourth now. Gonna be tough defending here. Off to Zaya. Yo spins. No, it's gonna be held up. Hello, Amish says, Gert, welcome in, mate. You are doing very well. Going off to the right. Nathan Cleary now. Selling the dummy. Goes across to Teddy. And Tedesco's over the... Oh, he's held up. He's held up. Then he's put back down on his back. That is brilliant defense from Queensland. And that was just that little bit of hesitation from Trbojevic. Just set it up in a really awkward position. I thought it should have been a try every day of the week. He just did the step. He hesitated, and because of it, he was held up. And a brilliant effort there, not just by Taolangi, but also the team as well. Nathan Cleary looks exactly like his dad, man. It's freaky. And also, I sent a member milestone too. One moment, we will go on to that. That was a big shot. Oh, God, I heard that one through the eardrums. Another go, Queensland, says Robert. And there as well. Now it's going to be taken down there. Stephen Crichton helping make the tackle there on Valentine Holmes. Come on, the Blues, says Shane in there. And across from the public toilet on the main street. Oh, I think there's a couple. Is it the old bank? Is that what it's called? Maybe. And also who's injured? Got Queensland here. Here's Robert. So yeah, it was the number 12. And they ended up playing with actually an extra man on the field while he was still out there. Tedesco tackled well, 40 metres out from his own line now. I was at State of Origin first game, 1980, Lang Park, Brisbane. I was 8 years old. So I'm an OG Queenslander hard, says Joshua. Have you been to any more since then, Joshua? I assume maybe you've been to a couple in your adulthood, but that would have been an awesome atmosphere back there in 1980. Can't say that I was around for that one, sadly. Let's run forward again from New South Wales round the bootlaces. Tackles made, fifth and final. That ball's been thrown away. No, it's actually called as a penalty to New South Wales. Time it is against by Fidel. Play on again. They want to play this game with a fast tempo. Tedesco missed his runner. And you're my favourite streamer ever. Says Olification. Thank you very much, mate. Bingo. Says Obi. So they got in trouble for... When did that happen, Obi? Was it like recently or was it a little bit ago? That's going to be... Is that another penalty? It is. Another penalty to New South Wales. At the moment, they're just going to walk pretty much to the try line. 6 penalties, 7 penalties already in the first 22 minutes. I would love to go to a State of Origin game, see it live. The sad thing is I was in Sydney and one of the State of Origin games were actually taking place while we were there. I think it was 2019. And sadly, I didn't get to go, but my parents did. They had a ticket for me, but I was unwell, so I ended up having to give it up for one of the cousins who did end up going instead. Now, second tackle at the moment for New South Wales. They are right on the verge of getting themselves their first try. Teddy having a bit of a juggle there. Goes off to Turbo. I have to say, Tedesco hasn't had the greatest game we've ever seen from him at this point, but now passes it off to the short side. Big run from Brazil. Did he get it down? He's claiming it. It's going to be held up. They might have to check this one. But yeah, he put the finger up. He was going, that one's good. Thinks he's got them back into the matchup. Who won it that year? There's Shane. We're talking 2018, or sorry, 1980, or you're talking 2019? Brazil too strong. Yeah, that's down. I think Frizzell's going to be walking away with a try here. Just checking another angle. Like I've said, it's got to be sufficient evidence. To be honest, that's looking pretty good. Got to be down, doesn't it? Okay, they're saying looks like some part of it. That's down. From that angle, she's looking pretty good. But I don't know. They're hesitating here. Normally they're like, you need clear and conclusive evidence. I have a feeling they might call this no try. 2018 New South Wales won the Shield. Wow. Okay, that's called held up, ladies and gents. Crowd are not happy. They can't believe it. But I don't know, mate. Haven't been to one since. Plenty of empty stubbies and cans are being thrown out on the field. Yeah, I can imagine it would have been hectic back then because, of course, you've got less cameras as well. And you always look at old Origin clips and like the match, the whistle blows, and then everyone's just throwing hands, aren't they? But yeah, it would have been a pretty awesome one. And Joshua, that was one where Lewis got sent off. I remember it was the year that Aaron Woods went for the celebration with New South Wales and completely missed the huddle and ended up falling down on the ground. Now, fifth and final, but New South Wales going to the short side. Cleary with a bit of a slip there. No one wants to claim it at the moment. Great pickup from Jerome Luai, though. He decided that he would have the crack. Now Cleary finds the offload again. Great tackle made there. Brilliant work from Queensland. The ball's stolen as well. Great work from Taulangi. And when it's the second game, says Greg, I have got the series dates right here. So the second game going to be taking place on the 21st of June. And I should mention for that live stream, it will be myself and my dad as well, because we did actually end up missing him for this one, sadly. But the last two matches of last Origin series, we did have him on for both of them. Students in Dunedin will be watching State of Origin. See Shane there. Tom Gilbert will not return. Dislocated shoulder for him, so he will not be returning in this contest. And I watched the All Blacks in 1770 when the tyrant James Cook played for them. Uso, says Marco. Now Queensland moving up to 40 out. Looking for the offload. That was forward. And the Blues now will end up with the position again. I'm looking at Origin next year, going to Storm Broncos end of August at Suncourt, says Robert and Lincoln Discord. Says Obi on the right, saying that teammate can play against each other in the State of Origin. Says Greg, exactly right. So it's kind of, you end up playing alongside someone for so long, and then you end up playing against them. And yeah, in State of Origin, it's a bit of a weird setup, I guess you could say. I will open up. Is it a YouTube? Oh, it's a YouTube video. I see. Denied entry in Timaru restaurant. Fun fact, I've eaten at their restaurant. They got very nice food. And filthy Dunedin students, I mean like street merchants, future lawyers, doctors, how disgusting are their flats, says Marco. I'm getting bored with rugby at the moment. It's one-sided. There's Shane. But once again, you don't have to watch it. That's the benefit of sport. If you like it, you like it. If you find it boring, you don't have to watch it. You can find another sport. You know, that's the beauty of it. It's a lost ball. Going to be a knock on from Hudson Young, who already looks like he's got a little bit of a black eye forming here. For New South Wales, since Gilbert's gone, can the 18th man come in? Says Robert. Not too sure who they've actually brought on for this one, but I'm not sure whether or not they can have Tom Dearden. I think he can. I don't think he's not allowed to. And last year, State of Origin was good. It was. And I think I enjoyed it a lot, not just because of the action in the games, but also because I got to do the live streams alongside my dad, and he had all the old school State of Origin knowledge. You know, the kind of back in the day with the good players. Big carry there from the Maroons. And also, is there a State of Origin women's version? If so, can I identify as a woman and play with them? Says Marco. Fun fact, they actually play tomorrow, Marco, for the women's State of Origin. So that is an option for you, perhaps. Be able to watch that. Maybe not playing in it, but watching it could be quite the option. And Women's State of Origin tomorrow and try for Queensland will mean it's 18 points from Queensland and 16 away from New South Wales. Follow the NRL. Shane Broncos are up to. Now charging forward, New South Wales going to the right-hand side. Daly Evans. Inside ball. Slowly making those meters. Crunching forward, fifth and final. Daly Cherry Evans almost wrestled to the ground after kicking that one. Nice chase coming in there from Walsh. Ended up missing it, but Tedesco does claim it for New South Wales. Brian To'o now charging forward. Just seems to be that the Blues haven't been able to get that territory battle in their favour as of yet. They've been playing a lot of their sets inside of their own half, and when they have been in front of the Queensland line, they've just been blowing those little opportunities that could have helped them towards their first try. Although they were pretty unlucky for that last one, I do have to say. If it was called as on-field try rather than on-field no try, it would have been a try. Still first half, says Shane. Plenty of time remaining in this one. Azaio tackled on the halfway line. That'll be fifth and final. Back to Nathan Cleary. It's the ball up high. Another chance for Walsh. Takes it beautifully. He has been a sensational player throughout the NRL and also in the early stages of this matchup. Now back to the right. Valentine Holmes. Selvin Colby. We've hardly seen Valentine Holmes. NBA Fanatic has said, hi, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. Do let me know who you think will be winning this contest. Currently 10-0 for the Queenslanders. Great start. Game one. There we go. Valentine Holmes now has the carry. He was my predicted one for the first try scorer of the contest, and I still feel he might be able to get himself one before we reach the 40, or probably before the 80 minutes, I think. Only having the 12 minutes to score in the first half might be a little bit tough. Brian To'o taken down now. Oh, okay. That's going to be tackle one. I feel State of Origin should be played after the NRL season, not playing midway through the season, says Greg. It's a bit of a tricky one, isn't it? Because, like, yeah, it makes sense for them to play after the season so that they can continue to play for their clubs and then like some of these guys are going to be back out in action only in about 4 days' time, aren't they? They normally get released so that they can play in the other competition. But yeah, it would be nice to see it either at the end or the start of the NRL season. Probably the end, because at the end of the day, that will be when the players are at their best, just before the international season as well. So it wouldn't be a bad thing for the Aussies to get a little bit more training in just before they reach stage of verse and a few opposition. That's going to be a drop ball there. Cherry Evans has to jump on it, just manages to do so. Why isn't State of O played in the goddamn weekend at 10 p.m. on a Wednesday? Yeah, it doesn't make sense for us here in New Zealand at 10:05 kickoff. And last year they had a Sunday game, and that was pretty good. But even the Sunday games, they kick off at 10 p.m. It would be like, yeah, Sunday I would think would be the better day for Origin to be on. But all three of the games this year are on Wednesdays. It's my birthday today, says NBA Fanatic. Well, happy birthday. You share a birthday with Shane. He's got his birthday going as well. Do you like the NBA? I haven't watched a huge amount of it, but I do enjoy watching the games when I do. That's going to be, man, pushed into touch. That was to by Fido. Actually ended up tripping over his own teammate to then go into touch for that one. Where can I watch this? Is it on Sky Sports? Certainly is. Yeah, Sky Sport 1's your best option. I'm going to stop watching Origin and play FIFA. Stay on the stream, though, says Xavier. Hopefully you go all right in your FIFA. Driven into touch there for Fidel. Just sliding along and then pushed out by Tom Travojevic. And also Josh Adokar. State of Origin in New Zealand, says Shane. And you're my favourite YouTuber, says NBA Fanatic. Do appreciate that. You sound very similar to, who was it earlier on? It was Ollie, I believe, who was saying we were his favourite. Everyone's being very nice today. Zio inside ball. Here comes Junior Paulo. A big man. He is hard to stop, and he will wear down a defence. He does run it a few times straight at them. Nice inside ball there, but it's going to be a knock on, was it? No, picked that. I thought that was knock on from New South Wales. They've ended up back with it, and it is going to be a reset set. My name is Ollie. So are you Ollie from before Ollie? Perhaps, because if your name is Ollie, maybe that might be the same Ollie. Now, Zio, nice ball off. Going to be Cameron Murray now. 5 meters out from the line. New South Wales, they need a try. David, you need to leave the field. Head injury assessment for David Fafita. So they are going to be checking on him. What happened to him? Oh, yeah. Him and it was actually who was it? It was Tedesco. The shoulder to the head. I thought from the other angle it was head on head, but yeah, this angle shows shoulder to the head. That would have been tough on the jaw of Fafita. Whether or not he can come back onto the field, we will have to wait and see. Can't believe Josh Adokar is only 28. I thought he was in his 30s. He does look like, with how long he's been around, it does feel like he's older. I get that feeling. Like, I would have said, if I had to guess, I would have said 31 as his age. No, nice pass, short ball, and the Blues are in. And it's going to be the replacement, Liam Martin, who does score the try. And they have now got themselves back on the board. Much needed try in this first half to not allow the Queenslanders to get away with it. Liam Martin hasn't been on the field very long at all, I don't think. Great pass from Jerome Luai, the short ball. And we reckon the South Africans would be great at league. They're big, powerful ball runners, abrasive and staunch. Although someone during the World Cup said about how rules from way back are still existing for South African Rugby League, which was something along the lines how if you played rugby league, you were banned from rugby union. So I'm wondering whether or not, because that is a thing, maybe they are still not so keen on joining it. I know that, like, sevens wise, they're very handy, and that's a little bit more of that hitting up style. See in rugby league, how it's just pretty much one-on-ones. Averaged 37 tackles per game for the Blues in 2022. Now Liam Martin has got himself a try. And imagine being a family member in the Murray family. You work at a fish and chip shop. Your son's name is Callum. Callum Murray, or you're talking Cameron Murray off the bench? Which Murray are you talking? Murray from the Wiggles? He was the red one, wasn't he? Liam Martin. It's the try. Easy conversion here for Nathan Cleary as well. He's at an 89% for his kicking accuracy. That's going to be well done. From the Blues, they're back in at 4 points difference now between the two sides. It'll be interesting. Oh, we're going to go like this. We're going to go like that. And Callum Murray says Xavier. 7 minutes remaining in this first half. Still waiting for your All Blacks, or for All Blacks versus Kangaroos in 2020. What year did we get to your channel, Hamish? What year did we get to your channel? As in, what year did it start, or when did you arrive, the snooze? We normally start, or we started in about 2020. I think we started uploading kind of consistently. I have a Murray family, or it might have actually been 2021, in fact. And my kids are Murrays as well. Isn't it Māori, though? My dog, he's just a dog. And Xavier, you sound tired. Don't you have school tomorrow? I assume that is from Obi now. Junior Polo hits the ball up again for New South Wales. 7 minutes remaining, and they cannot afford to give away a penalty of any sort. Wouldn't mind scoring another try, though. The snooze, bro, me too. They said it's going to happen, but nothing. Full of BS. And good evening from Melbourne, supporting the Blues, says Andrew Watts. You would have been loving that last try from Liam Martin. Get them back into the contest. Another big run from the man there. Moving up to 40 metres out. Oh, okay. David Fafita has got category 2 symptoms, which means he still has a chance of making his way back out onto the field, just not yet. There's going to be kicked high. Oh, a great low shot there from Liam Martin. Round Selvin Cobbo's bootlaces. 2 try scorers hitting each other. Bye, keep up the good work, says NBA Fanatic. We will see you later. I'm injured. Knowing my parents, I'll still go, says Xavier. And one thing I find with league players is that the most part, they are the same build, says Nod Mum. Yeah, normally you've got the relatively solid, and then you've got that little bit more solid, like a Junior Polo. Normally the enforcers of a side. New South Wales on defence at the moment. Nice run from Jai Arrow. Recently made his way onto the field. And Fafita, all the talent of the world, but is hopeless, reminds me of Kiriwani. There's Marco now. Jaylee Cherry Evans kicks it downfield. This is going to be a good territory gain here for the New South Wales Blues, but he's broken straight through the line. There were 2 tacklers. He's still going, Brian To'o. Moves to now 35 out from the Queensland line, and it wasn't just a brilliant territory gain. It became sensational for New South Wales now. Billy Tedesco trying to make his way through the gap. He's taken down, second tackle. I wish they had something like this in England, like State of Origin, some sort of thing like it, says Greg. Because I guess you could kind of split England in certain regards, like in terms of certain places, couldn't you? And then have them go head to head as a nice little competition. Nice run forward there from almost over was Stephen Crichton, only 2 meters out from the line. That is going to be the fourth tackle. Now Jerome Luai going across to Cleary. Back to Zio, the Panthers teammates all linking up. It was just a loose ball though, but Turbo picks it up. A fifth and final. New South Wales looking like they've found their second gear, though, ever since they got their try. Liam Martin, ball high from Nathan Cleary. Crichton goes up, slaps it back, but it's gone straight to New South Wales. And it's going to be Carrigan who ends up with the position. Please tell you what, New South Wales, if they found this gear earlier on in this first half, we could have been sitting at a 10-10 game. But you can see that the pressure starting to get to New South Wales, Queensland just that little bit. Now that New South Wales playing a bit more aggressively. The run forward again from Jai Arrow, exactly like Gale Clark. Old mate needs a haircut. His his hair looks yuck, says Marco there. I think I'm probably due another haircut as well. My hair's still quite short, but I think it needs a bit of work. Still looking rough. Definitely if we're going up to Christchurch for the weekend. Me, George, Daniel, and Isaac, we're all going to be meeting up. The Kiwi lads reunited. Nice run forward from Josh Adokar again. Pushed onto his backside, and the penalty goes New South Wales' way. I'm going with that second gear in the second half, Emmy. Says the snooze. Yeah, the more that they can find with their momentum now, like if they score now, that would be massive for them and their confidence heading into that second half. Now 3 minutes remaining. Travojevic goes across. Junior Paolo, you could hear that contact between him and Carrigan. Only the 3 minutes. I've still got time for maybe one more set after this as IEO. Moving to 40 out. The thing that surprised me in the NRL this season is the Dolphins. They've surprised me because they just came to NRL this season. Yeah, they actually gelled very quickly as a side, and a lot of people weren't expecting them to do well. Similar to what we saw for Fiji and Draw and Moana Pacifica getting added to Super Rugby, but they took to the competition like a duck takes to water and just seemed to be all good. And boys, Gateway weekend, beers and baggies for the week. Long bender, says Marco. Although the only problem is we only get to stay for one night. That's a nice ball. Luai, quick hands. Now Crichton sells the dummy, decides against the pass on the outside. I think he was maybe a bit worried. Teammate would have been driven into touch. Now Martin going off to Cleary. Once again, trying to get that chip in behind it. Slap back goes to Turbo Tom, but they just tie him up. No hands. Going to be free there for the offload. Oh, we've got about a triple blow of the whistle here from the referee. Captain's challenge from New South Wales. I think they're feeling maybe a little bit of obstruction. That's brave of Tedesco to use it at this stage of the contest. So we're looking for some sort of, oh yeah, no, I can see the obstruction. Change of the line to stop Tedesco from being able to go through. I think that is the one that we are looking at. Okay, the bunker's going to miss this. I can tell you already. Because I think what Teddy was trying to get, unless he's trying to, no, he might actually be saying that it's hit Reece Walsh. Trying to say that maybe it was off his face. Who scored the first try, lads? First try was to by Fidel. Managed to get himself the first. But yeah, we end up going up on Sunday morning, and then we come home on Monday afternoon. So we don't get much of a lads weekend, as you called it, Marco, or you said a bender instead. But we'll be doing some filming for the channel, so that will be good. Okay, we're still looking at this one. It hasn't hit Reece Walsh in the face. But has it hit Harry Grant? And it may have. From that angle, it might have actually brushed the hand. Did you saying they need Snicko? minute and a half remaining. I think Grant may have touched that one. I have severe munchies. And cheers, lads. Says Ice Cartel. Okay. So the TMO has said he can't tell what happened. So because of that, they can have their review back and it will be Queensland's ball. Reece Walsh wears eye makeup, bro's eyes are like women's eyes, says Marco. Oh, big shot coming in there. He wasn't happy with the TMO. Oh, it's not called TMO on this, is it? It's got a different name. Big shots coming in now, though, from New South Wales. Almost like it's just lit a fire under them. They're trying to spread it all over the place, but it was a big shot from Liam Martin. The try scorer, he wanted another one. Now only 18 metres out from the line. Big run again from Carrigan. 1 minute remaining. I need more XXXX here, beer. XXXX beer maroon, says Greaser. Only 1 minute remaining, fifth and final. So I believe they will still get one half set in here for New South Wales. Nicely taken there by Tedesco. Looked like he was a little bit nervous under it, but he's done well. Gets dragged down on about the halfway line. They may actually get through their full set. Might have underestimated how quickly these boys are going to be making their tackles. Josh Adokar actually searching for work. He's been out on his wing. I think that's the first time we've seen him in attack. Now going off to the right-hand side. Junior Paulo. Driving forward 10 points to 6 at the moment. It's a close one between these two sides, that is for sure. Orisal. Going to be a drop ball, though. Mistake being made. And Greaser, you tried that Bud Light yet? Is Obi? Right, 20 seconds remaining. Around the side. The inside ball to Cleary, and he just put it down. Bud Light, 24 packs selling for 10 cents. No wonder buying him. Or no one's buying him. Wonder why. Here's Marco. Great work from Ben Hunt with that low tackle on Cleary. Chin sticks out further than his nose, which is impressive in some regards. I don't think he'd ever try boxing Nathan Cleary, to be honest. I don't think it would work because they always say protect your chin. But that's like trying to stop like a rock from hitting a mountain. It's just hard to do. It's going to be Tedesco just hanging on to that one, and that will be halftime. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 points to 6. The Maroons with that little bit of a lead by only the 4 points. And also boycott them like that Timaru Eatery, says Marco. Oh, I hope they do. Or I hope they don't boycott their chef because their chef does some pretty nice food. I remember we actually went out there not too long ago and I got a massive burger. So it's a tricky one, isn't it? It's like kind of halfway in between. Of course, what they did's not good, but the food's bloody terrific. That was a lot of water consumed in one go. Pissing like a racehorse later, but that was a good first half. Relatively close, slightly what we expected, although I didn't expect Queensland to get themselves that nice lead early on, 10 points to nil. Like second half was the comment from him. And also, I grew up in Timaru and have been there a lot. Some people need a hard lesson, says Obi in there as well. Yeah, it'll be interesting second half because if New South Wales score first, she's all on for young and old. And I believe the score in the last time that these two sides met first was actually 16 points to 10. Man, close game, man. I like this game. One, the best sport to ever be played from one country. Good game. Is that sarcasm, the snooze? Because earlier on I thought you didn't like it. We'll see. And rightio, I'm out late. Oh, sorry, I'm out, lads. It's late. Cheers, fellas. On your Hamish. Much love, Cuss. Says Marco there. So thanks very much for tuning in, Marco. Yeah, hopefully you do enjoy your day tomorrow. Up the mighty Maroon, says Javondre, not Ja. Javondre. I'll get it one day. It's just it rolls off the tongue so well with Javondre. I feel like if you went to I mean, you could go anywhere really. If you went to France or something like that, and you said my name is Javondre, they'd be very happy. They'd be all over you, Javondre. I'm just showing the highlights package of some of the old shots in the Union, which is always awesome to see. Kind of where the game went or where the game was to where the game is now. And Origin always has that special feeling, I have to say. And hopefully it is going to be a very exciting one. Would you like a state of origin including Victoria? I mean, I've talked about it in the past of adding other sides in, but I just don't know whether or not they ever would. And their name is just awesome. Says Obi. And also we have got their heart says Javondre. And also Max of Players is waving. Welcome in. And the reason this is entertaining is they are not a team running away. Score is always within a try, which makes it entertaining, says Greg. Yeah. Origin, the first match always seems to be the closest. Unless you count the third sometimes ends up as that really close fixture as well. New South Wales to win the second half between being a Queensland supporter since the friends left and live there now, says the snooze. I know that my mum's got a New South Wales Blues jersey. I'm not too sure whether or not she took it to Fiji with her, but they are actually going to be heading back home tomorrow. And then they are heading back away on another holiday. So I'll be all by myself again over the weekend. I'm getting used to it at this point. Getting heaps done. Not really. I feel like I'm slightly stalling every time I need to do something. Up the Broncos too, says the snooze. I would say player who I was most surprised with in that first half was probably Tedesco. Not in a good way either. I felt he didn't really find his feet, which is weird for Tedesco because he is normally one of the best in these state of origin games, you know? But he did struggle a bit. To play Fidel, he had a pretty handy run. Munster, we didn't see a huge amount of. Fafita was good until he had to go off for his head assessment, and I don't know whether or not he will be returning into the match as of yet. Walsh was strong under the high ball, which is something Queensland will be pretty proud of because as soon as you start dropping that ball at the back, get yourself in all sorts of trouble. That wasn't the case for the Queensland boys there. To'o, he had a good run up the middle, breaking the line of the Queenslanders. And then other than that, everyone else has been solid, but no one's really hugely stood up. Liam Martin off the bench for the interchange, though, for the Blues, I thought was one of the stronger players out there. And Frizzell will be my pick for the next try, says the snooze. I mean, Tyson Frizzell, he's always going to get you a few extra post-contact meters, which I think is extremely handy. Definitely an origin, a game that is normally played off territory. You want to be that side that's making the more meters. In that first half, I'd have to say Queensland probably had that for the first 20 minutes, and then New South Wales seemed to come back into it just that little bit more. And Blues will be back, says Obi, and I'm going for a Queensland win, 24 points to 18. The prediction from Greg. And also, there was an accident. I was looking for an emoji, says Javondre, and up the Broncos too. And no, says max of 500 players. I should mention the NRL, of course, going to be taking place this weekend. Even though there is Origin midweek, it does not mean the action for the NRL slows down even by the slightest. So there will still be, is there still a game tomorrow night? I'm going to have a quick look. No, they don't have one tomorrow night. But the night after Friday will be the West Tigers taking on the Raiders. That's 10 p.m. New Zealand time. Then the Warriors play the Dolphins on Saturday, 5 p.m. That'll be a good contest. Hopefully the Warriors can get up for that one themselves a little bit closer in that top 8. Titans versus Rabbitohs, followed by Sharks versus Broncos. And then there are 3 games on the Sunday that will be taking place. The Roosters, Bulldogs, Cowboys versus the Melbourne Storm, and the Penrith Panthers taking on the Dragons. Now, one benefit that the Penrith Panthers have got, few of these players who are playing in the Origin game will have a little bit longer to rest. So that will be pretty handy, I would think. The likes of a To'o, likes of, I mean, you can look through most of this team, Luai, Cleary, all those lads as IEO. And very tight first half, says Pads Ablaze. Yeah, New South Wales have done well to stay in this contest because it could have ended up being one-sided after those 2 quick succession tries of Tobias Fidel and also Cobbo, but instead they decided to stop giving away the penalties, which I think was a huge factor for them, but also just getting that territory going. Couple big runs. To'o did well. Liam Martin scoring the 1 try for them as well. So second half, I think we're going to be looking forward to a very close game. Just looking through quickly at the betting odds for this one. They're always interesting. Queensland came in as $2 underdogs to about the $1.87 of the Blues. So pretty close overall at the moment. The New South Wales side are $1.90 compared to Queensland, who are sitting $1.83. So it literally still is anyone could win it game, even though there is a 4-point advantage at the moment to the Queenslanders. The most likely option seems to be at the moment Queensland 1 to 12 is what they are going to be picking. But anytime try scorers, few decent players who haven't been able to get themselves over the try line yet. We haven't seen one from Turbo. We haven't seen the Fox Car even, to be honest, look close to scoring a try. Queensland defence on their line has been just outstanding. It has been very terrific. They've had twice that they were able to stop them just. Like that second one was one that could have easily been 50-50 in terms of what they decided or whether or not it was counted as a try. But overall, just very good defense. And they always say it, defense sometimes can win you a game. And this is one of those games that I think defense will. And who do they pick players for the state of origin, says Greg? So normally it's Queensland and New South Wales. So the coaches will select their players from those respective regions. Um, so yeah, the Queenslanders, the thing is you could end up with players who are playing alongside each other in the NRL, then end up going head to head in state of origin and then play together on the weekend. Just that's the kind of way that it works with all the players transferring between their sides and whatnot. So, yeah, you're kind of just looking around where the players are born, not so much who they're playing for, but where their origin does lie. And then, of course, some players, they shine in origin. Some players, they do disappear. Am I the only supporter or blue supporter in this chat, says Obi? Maybe. Although I think a couple others support the Blues, if I'm not wrong. The Snooze likes the Blues. See? Auckland Blues. Perfect. That's an old school picture as well. A young Rico Ioane, a young Rennie Ranger, and almost, I thought that was Julian Savia for a start, but it's not. Yeah, not too far away from the second half, getting underway. Should be an entertaining one between the two sides. And I feel like the first try can be scored by New South Wales. Could be a close finish. Last year it was 16 points to 10. That is actually still a very possible scoreline for this matchup. Anyone wondering when the next Origin match will be taking place? It's a little way away. We're going to wait 3 weeks till we get to see it. It's on a Wednesday. It's going to be at 10:05 p.m. New Zealand time. Queensland versus New South Wales. That is the home game for the mighty Maroons. And then they are on the road. New South Wales final contest. That is in 42 days' time, so 6 weeks. And that will be on the 12th of July, 2 days before me mum's birthday. And I mean, if the series is 1-1, I know exactly who she'll be going for in that contest. Also, we have got there, as per the origin rules, a player must have been born in New South Wales or Queensland or have moved there prior to turning 13 to represent their selected state, says Obi. And Hamish, which team you going for, says Javondre. It's a little bit of a tricky one. My dad, I believe, goes for Queensland. My mum goes for the Blues. So it's hard to choose. I'll be honest, the Blues side, I probably know a little bit more about in terms of the players that they've got, but Queenslanders are certainly not out of this context, or contest, I should say. A few I will support the Blues too, says Bad to Blaze. Just got a couple more ads, then we are back into the action, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It's hugely appreciated. You guys will be in here for this one. Looking through at the impact players, Harry Grant, last year he did very well in Origin. We haven't really seen too much of him in action as of yet. Go. Yeah, the odds still very even though. Like literally either side has a chance. And I feel like that's the way that Origin should be. It should be extremely close. Similar to what we saw in the Barbarians World 15 game, in fact. How it was a relatively close contest right down to the wire. I Amish up the Maroons. Says David there. Welcome in, mate. You are doing very well. Anyone who wants a little bit of a throwback video to watch after this, I recommend watching myself and mum playing State of Origin Game 1 last year. I was thinking about re-uploading it, but I thought it may not make too much sense for some of it, seeing as at the end she does have Billy on her lap. Of course, since then, Billy has passed away. But yeah, it's a funny video up until that point. So if anyone wants to check it out, State of Origin Game 1 with my mum is up on the channel from a little while ago. But I recommend giving it a look. If you want a little bit of light-hearted light-hearted stuff. And I think you actually commented on that video, David, if I remember rightly. They're trying to sell me wine. I've never tried wine in my life. Who knows? This weekend, when we're going up north, going up for a bit of a lads' weekend, plus the girlfriends, so a people's weekend. Guess you could say we're going to be doing a whole heap of random activities, filming most of it. So, not sure when that vlog will be coming out, but I think it will be one within the next month or so. We will end up seeing it on the channel. A lot of ads in between these games, I've always noticed. And I think State of Origin's a little bit similar to Super Rugby, how it's a little bit longer of an ad, right, compared to the other ones. Hello, lad. Says Ed, welcome in, mate. I think the Blues will win second half, says Douglas. Aaron A. Davis says OB. Well, that's the thing. The Blues are not out of this at this point, and I would say that if they are able to get themselves that early try, get some momentum going, Queensland, sometimes their discipline lets them down. I know that in this first half, we had about 4 penalties per side, which is actually, it was more than that. There was 4 penalties against each side at halfway through, about 20 minutes. Looking at some of the stats, we actually have them here. Team stats, possession, a little bit more in favour of the New South Wales side, 56%. Completion rate, they weren't great with the completions, only 73% of completions. They've had more running meters, they've had more post-contact meters. In fact, they've pretty much had more of everything except for points by the looks of it. Penalties conceded, 5 against the Queenslanders. What are you watching the game on, says Scott? So I'm watching on Sky Sport 1 here in New Zealand. I'll quickly check. Do they have it on TAB? No, they don't. They only have the scoreboard updating there. So 2 changes used by the Queenslanders, 3 changes made by the Blues as well. But the 26 missed tackles is actually quite a surprising number for the Queenslanders, definitely because of that impressive defence we've seen from them just out from their own line. You would have thought that that number would have been a little bit lower, but perhaps some of those ones just in the middle of the field ended up being the slight difference. Right. Second half, I think the players are just about to make their way out onto the field again. Although, first of all, they have to do some more ads. The Summit finale. What is the Summit? Does anyone know what the Summit is? That is the ad that they've got there. I assume it's some sort of like series that they have in Australia, but I've actually never heard of it here in New Zealand, and not David too, says Obi. And also, geez, I'm back. Phone connection really dodgy. What did I miss? Well, New South Wales, they got themselves a try. They are now sitting 4 points behind, so they're relatively close in this contest. Hey, mate, says, gonna welcome in. And word to describe the first half. If I had to describe it by one word, I would say intense. You know, it's just been a close one. Did we do the unboxing? Not yet, Kerr, but I was waiting for you just to make sure. Pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, before the second half gets underway, we got a package in the mail. It was from none other than Kerr. I could call him, or I could say that this is a Kerr package. Hey, Kerr package. Yeah, you get it. But I am going to open it now, Kerr, seeing as you are here. I have to say, I felt a box in there, and I wasn't sure what that was. Is it a tent? Oh, I think I know what this is. Oh, it's not going to show up because of the green screen. It is a Kiwi Lads drink bottle, ladies and gents. Look at that. Oh, that's a fancy one too. The sucky thing. The sucky thing on it, I think. I don't know how to. Yeah, there we go. A sucky drink bottle. That sounds bad. Not a sucky drink bottle. A drink bottle that you suck out of. Well, the Kiwi Lads like, thank you very much, Kurt. I see that there's something else in the package as well. You've got hydration is key. It certainly is. Look at that. There's a hat with a Kiwi Lads logo on it as well. I'm like a trucker, aren't I? Also, hydration is key. And G's auction, he said, what now? And also, what's those New South Wales Kangas doing? Any tries from them yet? I'll try to eat a leftover chicken curry from last night. There we go. Second half underway, ladies and gents. It's quite funny because normally people for these games have like Queensland or New South Wales. I just got our brand on it. Thank you very much, Kerr, for your care package, or your Kerr package, as I call it. Oh, it came up for a second there. TKL logo. Beautiful. I was like, hey, Ruth. Oh, no. The love affair is back. Second half underway, ladies and gentlemen. Ready to go. Big run forward from the Maroons. Fafita. Side leading by 4 points. He is actually back out on the field. Merchandise, please, says Obi. Yeah, well, I mean, Kerr at the moment, he's showing us the designs, isn't he? I might go with the headphones under that. Or to be fair, I haven't adjusted it to my head, so maybe this does work all right. Hide some of my 5 head. Now Munster kicks it downfield. I see taken there at the back by Josh Adokar, someone who's hardly touched the ball. Awesome Kerr, says Ice Cartel. And what about a cranberry cooler? Juice with a vodka twist of orange. Please shout me out, please. I will subscribe, says Isaac Boy. Welcome, mate. You are doing very well. Second tackle now for New South Wales. Brian To'o runs forward. And also, okay, now I want a beanie, says over there. Ooh, a beanie with the Kiwi Lads logo on it, eh? That's a big run forward from Junior Polo. I feel all decked out now. More Kerr packages to come. Stay tuned on the weekend, folks. Wait, how many more Kerr packages have we got, Kerr, at this stage? Because I know you mentioned one's in Auckland at the moment. Die from Cleary. 10 meters out to Disco. Completely misread that one, though. Please, can you show me up? Can you show me up, please? And I will subscribe, like I said, and I'm going to be a man of my words. Says Isaac Boy. What do you mean show you up? Like, as in put your message on the screen, I assume. Maybe just looking particularly awesome today. It's the hat and the... Hey, man, how's it says? David the Mod, nice offload there. Now back across to Munster. 30 meters out. A third. I feel about 20% cooler at the moment than I normally would. I have to say. It's also very good for holding the headphones on your head, although I hope I'm not stretching it too much. Look at that now. The head's exposed. It's one of those ones with a fancy clip at the back. That's actually very fancy. How does that work? Oh, that tucks in there. That goes that way. This is like me learning. I thought it was less fancy than it was, Kurt. It's actually got a little extra part that you can feed your thingy into. I believe. There we go. Get in there. Another run from Brian To'o. Okay, I think I haven't done this right. It doesn't seem to be feeding as well as they had it fed. Oh, no, there we go. Just got to find the hole. It's like all things. Now back across the side. Run forward from Frizzell. Oh, that's better, isn't it? Kerr, if you can, you should make a shirt. If you need any designs, let me know. There's Xavier. Nathan Cleary puts it high. It's a comfy hat. They're going nicely. Selvin Cobbo. Jerry Evans. Back across now to Valentine Holmes. I already sent a shirt. He's good. He did. There's over there. Oh, stolen by the Blues. And that'll be the interception try. Yeah, well, that's a big mistake. Api Kurisau scores the try for New South Wales, and they are now back in the contest, ladies and gentlemen. So, there we go. It's the name to spell, isn't it? Got it right, though. Harvey Norman replay. Harvey Norman's a great store. Me and George, we went there quite a bit when we thought that the lady at the checkout was a nice-looking specimen. And then we found out that she had a boyfriend. So that was sad. But we still went back because that's how good Harvey Norman was. And Hamish can rock any hoodie there. I love hoodie. Got lots I wear. See, merchandise-wise, I think if we were going to get something as well, like you could go hats and whatnot, but I feel like a hoodie just because I wear a hoodie every single time. Oh, I'll call that backwards. Maybe send you another design we can call the away kit. Says Xavier and Bugger. Says David, although it might not be over yet. Water on field by Ashley Klein. It's 10-10. That will cause a bit of controversy. They want to take this kick relatively quickly, I would think. Looks like it's going to be standing. Kurisau gets it. They're going to have 5 more looks at this, though, just in case. Tries confirmed. It went backwards, they said. That's brilliant work from Kurisal. That will now be the lead for the New South Wales Blues, even though they were behind just a moment ago. Gone over. And shame, still in mourning about Tina Turner dying at 83 years old. RIP, beautiful soul. There's Ruth in there. Yeah, it was the week news, wasn't it? I guess you could say that's like the only news I actually saw in terms of like outside of sport. I should have challenged There's this news. Although the bunker apparently said that it was all good. So they were relatively happy with it in the end. It's a bit of a shame that this doesn't come through as well on the camera as it comes through in my eyes. Fun fact. See, I feel like product placement, right? I should be like this. I'm just going to have a sip of my Kiwi Lads water. Let's go. Some might say that I had a second bottle, but they'd be lying. Bunker says Frizzell try. I wasn't chalked. Says this news. And listening to some of her popular tunes, Proud Mary, Private Dancer, Nutbush City. Let's run forward again from Liam Martin. It scored one of the tries in the first half. Paul Gallen, he's happy. The Blues have now taken the lead. Rolling it back again. Thanks, David. She is a legend. There's Roof going to be kicked downfield. Nicely taken. Big shot coming in from Turbo Tommy. Only 34 minutes remaining. And I mentioned that if the Blues could get themselves an early try in this first half, that would then cause a little bit of disruption to the play. Maybe a chance for them to extend the lead. Good attack and runs here, though. But Liam Martin, he's been fantastic since coming off the bench. Queensland says Isaac Boyan coming to New South Wales, get those bodies over the line. Kicked him behind, looking for the 40-20. What a kick that is. And it's the 40-20 on the last kick. That is not great work from New South Wales, but a brilliant kick there from Daly Cherry Evans. Okay, night, guys. Enjoy. New South Wales come back. I'll read about it tomorrow, says Obi. But good low kick. No one back there. And the ball just rolls into the 20. Now they've got themselves another attacking chance here. Now 3 meters out. Oh, it's a knock on. Great work from Isaiah Yo. Lindsay Collins, not so great there, unfortunately. Got it slightly wrong. And also, Obi, keep warm, says Ruth in there as well. It's been weird lately, the weather down here. We've actually had a few records in terms of the hottest days for this day of the year, which is quite strange. It's a bit sad though, because tomorrow I won't have power, not because of the hotness, just because they're doing some running repairs. So it's really strange not having internet for like an hour, but not having any power whatsoever. I think I'll just end up sitting still, just like this, just kind of lock into a zone. And then when I get out of my zone, the power will be back on. And Tina Turner was the consummate professional. Over the mod. That's a knock on. Says the snooze. Pass off to Liam Martin now. Breaking down Kerrigan, stays on him from making those extra post contacts. Off to the right hand side, Zio. It's the 40. The Blues, they aren't doing too badly here. Just putting together a few close phases. At the moment, New South Wales are actually way above the forwards' intensity. High again. Queensland just haven't quite been able to fire up by the looks of it. Nicely taken there by Cobbo. Runs away from one, tries to get through another. Quite able to Aiden, I should say, is in the chat. Well, welcome in, mate. Now off to the right. Valentine Holmes gets back up, tries to go again. Good low tackle made in the end by Cameron Murray. Great. There's Aiden there. Nice run from Queensland, knocking the ball on, though. And it's just little errors like that have completely changed the second half. Are you selling any merch? Yeah, Amos says David the Mod. Not at this stage. Kerr is giving us a few design ideas because he did send us the bottle with the Kiwi Lads logo on it, but at this stage, not quite. We're looking at different options. Quite a cool bottle though. Yeah, might be a just before the World Cup thing, and then hopefully, depending on how expensive it is to make, we may be able to do some sort of discount throughout the World Cup. We probably won't make any money off the merch. It will be more just trying to make it as cheap as possible, I think, but like still high quality. It's a tricky one. Now, fifth and final for the Blues, 20 meters out from the line. Back across to the left hand side. Luai, Crichton backed himself, goes out wide. Brian To'o, little grubber on the inside, picked up in the end by Tom Dearden. Yep, nah, it's all kicking off now. Someone's not happy. Liam Martin keeping his ground underneath him. Can't wait for the World Cup, says David the Mod. It's going to be a great one. And we've also got the under 20 World Cup that is only actually, I think, 3 weeks away, somewhere around there. You can't let that happen, says one of the players. So pretty much Luai went in with a bit of a cheap shot there, the swinging arm to the man on the ground, which they then didn't get too happy about. They were trying to move him away. Oh, hair pull there from Walsh. I think that's why Luai got a little bit angry. And also we have got there, Mark and Tony will give you 10 minutes after the game, says Grant. Is that what we worked out? If they, because I don't know if Tony replied to a message. So are they going to come on for a 10-minute chat, Grant? That sounds good to me. Tell them I will be more than happy to see them here. And don't think the rest would care. It was a natural inmate, says the snooze. It's been a great contest so far. Very close. And of course, you're going to have that little bit of both sides getting a bit angry. That's correct, sir, says Grant. Well, I look forward to seeing them, hopefully. The match is a very close one, and we have plenty to chat about. But I think we'll end up probably in this scenario just chatting about outside of YouTube stuff for a majority of it. Sure, Tony's had a couple stories. Has Tony been drinking, Grant, or is he sober? Because depending on whether he's been drinking or sober, depends on what kind of Tony we get. Nice run forward again from Queensland. 30 minutes now remaining on the clock. Back to the right-hand side. Daly Cherry Evans. Inside ball from Walsh. Going to be fifth and final, although some good extra meters made by Valentine Holmes. Liam Martin's cut open bad. He is bleeding all throughout that side. Now Cherry Evans kicked it in behind. Nicely taken there. Adokar was lurking. Here comes the Fox. He's been ineffective in this game. And also, people always phone me at the worst time I'm back. Says, girl, welcome back. Were you here when I switched from hat on top to hat underneath? It's actually got a fancy mechanism behind it that's like a clip and push in, which is quite cool. He's been drinking but sober. He's rather tame and more interested in the game, says Grant. I see. We'll get him out of his shell. Oh, that's a neck crunch. I don't like those ones. The ones where you see the player get squashed. You just look at them and you think, ugh. He's on report, Ruben Cotter, for that one. Got a great mullet, though. 40 metres out. The Blues, currently with that 2-point lead, only the best. Says Kerr there. I've been spoiled, haven't I, Kerr? Kerr packages are coming thick and fast. Every morning now, I open the curtains at the back door and I think, is there going to be a Kerr package? And today there was. I opened it and I was like, huh, wonder what that is. And then, yeah, it was a box. And I was like, okay, what would be in a box? I didn't really know. New South Wales chant coming around Adelaide Oval at the moment here. Zio moves to 6 metres out. Now going to the left-hand side. Nathan Cleary trying to skip around. Not able to get through, though. James Tedesco thinks about the pass. Decides to run it instead. Shut down by Munster, who grabs him by the collar and rips him to the turf. Now Kudisau back across to Cleary. Puts up the kick again. This one beautifully taken by Valentine Holmes. He glided through the air like he was a kite. Gets the penalty in the process as well. That will relieve the pressure. Just not getting it right. But Valentine Holmes, great one. getting up there as well as he did. The thing is, Nathan Cleary's kicking game hasn't really been effective today, whereas in some of those other Origin games, like the second one last year, when they won comfortably, like he was on fire with the kicking. Whereas today, it's just not quite hitting the same. And also think there may be two more arriving before the weekend, says Kerr. Okay. Are they both kits at a guess? Like the one that was in Auckland that was going to have delays. I assume that that was the overseas kit. Maybe that one's going to be forced back. But yeah, at any stage now, the things that arrive, I can take them to Christchurch. I can wear this hat round the big city. Everyone be like, "Oh, what does that mean?" Because it's hard to tell from a distance. No, wait, it's not. Is it the Bulls? Nice take there. Taken down. It's like a guessing game, isn't it? Oh, a little bit of a slip there from Brian To'o. 48,600 in attendance for this contest. The run just slowly marching here. Pangai Junior now. And also, one kit might arrive this week, but not two. Okay. And it's not the Bulls, or it is the Bulls. The Bulls, I assume, also have a delay. That means there's another one that I've got to try and work out. Nathan Cleary. Is a mango tree? Gone down 10 meters out from the line now. Running back, Reese Walsh. Player taking a kneel there. I think that was Munster. He was worried he's going to charge straight at him. 25 minutes remaining on the clock. Second one, I think, will arrive next week. There's Kerr. A big shot. Queensland. They have to try and get some points on the board. That's a great run from Harry Grant. He hasn't had a huge amount of time out there on the field as of yet. Was one of the subs that they decided to bring on, or the interchange players. Munster running sideways. Almost got a neck crunch as well there. Back up to his feet. The ball back across to Tino Fa'asua Malawi. New South Wales, come on, says Alta. Yeah, that's the thing. My mum goes for New South Wales. My dad goes for the Queenslanders, I think. So it's a tricky one. I'm kind of the half in between, just like everything. James Tedesco, nice spin there, using a bit of his footwork. Great tackle made on him, though, by Jai Arrow, who currently is missing. Couple letters off the back of his shirt. At the moment, he is Jai. Oh, that's smacked into the head of the Queenslander, and that will end up with the ball being turned over. Big mistake from Tedesco. Although beginning to feel like a Scotland kit needs to be arranged for the World Cup, says Kerr. I mean, if the kit's here, I'll wear it. I got given a Chile kit a little while ago from a random fella who saw me in town. He was visiting the area, and yeah, he gave me a Chile kit. It is a small, so I will be very tight squeezing into it. But the Chile's game, we have that one on. Nice quick hands. One kit out pass now for the corner. Here comes the run. That was high as well, so that could end up with a yellow card for Jerome Luai if he's not careful. But a brilliant finish there from Selvin Cobbo. He gets his second try, and the Queenslanders now take the lead. That's times two. There we go. Cobbo times two. Second try. The Queenslanders get over the line. But it was the mistake from Tedesco that then led to just more time in hand for the Queenslanders. They certainly made the most of it. Oh. Yeah, he managed to just stay in the field of play. It was a little bit close. No. There's Malua there. But New South Wales have still had some good moments. I feel like they're not out of this contest as of yet. Yeah, just a little bit too high from James Tedesco. Then Selvin Cobbo slides in, poses for the camera. And yeah, there's David the Mod there as well. Right. The lead changes. That seems to be the case for a lot of State of Origin games. The lead just goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. 6 tackles so far for Selvin Cobbo tonight. 2 tries and 81 meters gained. Been having a fantastic contest. Showing the McDonald's replay out wide. I don't know why I mentioned McDonald's there. I'm not paid by McDonald's to say that, but Oh, kicked them in the face, the corner flag. Now they take the lead back. It's going to be a tough kick and an important kick from the sideline. Or getting a few boos around the ground from Valentine Holmes. And he strikes it pretty well. It goes down the middle. And that'll make the score now 16 points to 12 in favour of the Queenslanders. I feel like an Ed O'Carr try is going to be around the corner, doesn't it? We've hardly seen the bloke throughout the matchup. A little bit of gel on the hands to make it so that the ball doesn't slip out. Are they taking Walsh now off the field? Oh, sorry, Cobbo off the field, or is he just going back to his mark? I think he's just going back to his mark. Looking relatively tired at the moment. Sweden like a prostitute in church. Now, 21 minutes remaining on the clock. 4 points difference. And yeah, hi all. Juan Pablo Amoyano, welcome in, mate. You are doing very well. And midweek live stream feels a bit naughty, says Kurt. It does. It feels like something we don't really do. We were going to do the games yesterday, but ended up missing them. Oh, that was a weird one. Murray got a push underneath his. What would you call that? The no, it's not the trap. What's that one? The muscle down there. The not the trap. The lat. Is it the lat? No, the lat's more back, isn't it? Maybe. You can tell I don't go to the gym much. Not just by looking at me as well. My whole knowledge. I'll roll back. To the right hand side. Tino Fa'a Suamana Awi. And down again. Fifth and final here for Queensland. And should be working. Shout out for the commentary from Amsterdam. Says Liz. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. Must be around lunchtime in Amsterdam, if I'm correct. Although I'm normally really bad with time zones, so I might be a mile off there. My step from Stephen Crichton. Seems like the pace of the game has slowed down a little bit more. The players are starting to get very fatigued. I was a Tina Turner was simply the best. And I'll say, yes, she was. Says Kerr. Back across to the right. Oh, that's an ugly shot on Cameron Murray. I think he got slapped in the face, unfortunately, in that tackle. Now, big run from Tyson Frizzell. Moves up to 40 metres out now from Queensland's line. And 130-ish PM. There's a Les. There's our big shot on Nathan Cleary almost coming in there. Nice take from Cobbo. Yeah, hopefully weather's all well and good up there. I'm trying to remember if Amsterdam are in winter or summer at the moment, or they might not actually be in either. You guys might be in the mid-patch of autumn or spring. Come on the Blues, says Les. My mum would like you. She's a Blues supporter through and through. She too will be hoping that they get back into the contest. Oh, no more Josh, is what the referee said. Looks like it is going to be play on, though. They managed to get him back a few extra meters. Big shot coming in from Tyson Frizzell. And a private dancer, the song, of course, says Kerr. Not a shout out to the frog. That's a lucky frog, Kerr, to be fair. Like, he would have gone home and told all his frog buddies that he's had a wild night. No one will understand what we're talking about, but we do. So it's all good. Nice run from To'o by Holmes. Just seems like, once again, the first 20 minutes of this half, other than that try, they've been stuck inside of their own half. And what's the rule when intercepting a pass, but bounces first, please, says Juan Pablo. So depending on whether it went forward or backwards, if you intercept a pass after the bounce, it's just pretty much the other team now has the position, the team who managed the intercept. If it goes forward, then it's called as a forward pass. But yeah, it all depends on who ends up with that ball type thing. But you're not allowed to pass it forward, of course. This is Io. Goes across to Nathan Cleary. Now Loy. Bit of pressure on him by Valentine Holmes. Rips him down to the turf, and that will be the fifth and final now. They will have to kick again. Cleary puts it high. And he get a little bit of magic. Looks like Josh Adokar was trying to go for it. Might have run straight into the Bifedo. And the referee does not buy it. And Spring, of his son's out for once. Who's been the standout player, says Liz. If you're looking at a standout player for the Blues, Liam Martin off the bench has been very strong. He's put in probably the biggest hit of the day. And he also managed to get himself the try for the Blues in the first half. So I'll probably go with him if you're looking at out of the Blues. Cobbo's been very good, though, for the Queenslanders. And I mean, Fida was pretty decent in that first half. He's gone a little bit more quiet now, but yeah, I'll probably go Cobbo. Walsh has been pretty strong. Oh, that's a drop ball there from Daly Cherry Evans. A real mistake from that man. But yeah, I like Liam Martin off the bench. GSS one Pablo Moyano, no worries. Nice weather in Scotland too. Hopefully stays like this for the next couple of weeks. They go back to the ship in New York. Says Kerr. So you got a couple weeks off, Kerr. That'll be nice because you have been working flat out almost ever since you got to the channel. It's been just one cruise ship to another location, location, location. So hopefully you are chilling out, enjoying. Oh, there's been a fatigue alert. Time since last stoppage, 4 minutes. So that gets a fatigue alert down the bottom of the screen. Now Cameron Murray, man who got slapped in the face just before, now carries forward again. 17. Oh, there's a 6 more call. That is massive here. And Haas now driving forward. That's a big problem because now they're 10 meters out for the line here, the Blues. Nathan Cleary goes off to Murray again. He's clipped round the chops. They do cruise ships to Scott, says Les. Now Haas. In fact, it's Kuricel going off now to Payne Haas. Pause the pain. Oh, almost did a judo throw on one of the Queenslanders. Up to the third now. Nathan Cleary goes to Luai. Miss pass. Oh, quick hands. That's a deliberate slap down, but that is just a knock on in rugby league. And also, Kerr's on the grunt getting that bag, or get on the grind getting that bag. He certainly is, and he's been generous enough to share that bag with the Kiwi Lads Enterprises, which has been very nice indeed. And we are very thankful. Thankful? I forgot how to say it. Thankful for Kerr's contribution. Look at the hat. The hat, the drink bottle, all merched out. Barcelona a bit rainy today, mate, says Juan Pablo Moyano. Yeah, I mean, oh, Barcelona. So you're a Spanish Sevens fan, Juan, maybe? I know that Spain in the Sevens. Oh, that's another one down. They did very well recently, didn't they? They've had a few good upsets across the year. And best wishes on the weather, Kerr. Scotland is a beaut. UIC Tour fun starting soon, says Kerr. Tell you what, she's a big flight to get over there. I was looking at it the other day and I was like, boy, that's far. But I mean, we've still got the Auckland fun is the more closer option. I was talking to my sister's friend earlier today, and he was trying to get me to go to Palmerston North. And he thinks that I should go on a night out, and he thinks I'll pick up a whole heap of ladies. So maybe we need a Palmy North fund as well along the way, so that I can go out and find myself a nice Sheila, as they say. Is 8-pointer a thing in rugby league? They get the kick to get the 6-pointer. They add another 2 points. I don't believe so. I think it's only the 4 for the try, 2 more for the conversion. Now going off to the right hand side. Now Cleary, nice hands from Travojevic. Out on the wing, Josh Adokar just shut down, takes the knee. Gets wrestled down. Back up to his feet. 15th final. Nathan Cleary chipping in behind again. Who wants it? It's going to be slapped back. Sets up. You have to pass that one, and he does. Brian Toll. No, it's Crichton who scores the try for the Blues. That will be the Blues now back into the lead. It's going to be a back and forth for the final 10 minutes. I can tell you that. But Crichton now adds his name to the try scorers list. Also, plenty of women in Scotland for the URC Tour. I need a portable setup for live stream though. And that'll be a side fund. Hey, what? It's a weird experience, I have to say, having funds that are like I remember back in the day. What do we have? We had like a KFC fund, and we got $30 for it, and I thought that's bloody massive. And now it's like, hey, you want a trip to Scotland? Nice try though from Crichton, now making it very close, 16-16 between the sides. Couldn't you get an 8-pointer for a foul as the try was scored, says Les? And yeah, I thought it was just you get the position. Oh, no, I'm not sure. You might be onto something there. Is that still a thing, or was that an old thing that they did a little bit? Best wishes on the weather, Kerr. Scotland is a beaut, says Les. Going to be kicked in behind. Back across. Just showing that replay. Crichton scoring. Going to be a relatively tricky kick. Is in England anyway. Or it might just be a Super League thing, perhaps, then, compared to the NRL and the Australian type rules. See the celebration from the coaches. Now a hard kick for Nathan Cleary to make them Cleary by 2 points. 89% kicking. Has he got it? He certainly does. Just sneaks it in the left hand upright. Queensland will win. There's a Heart and Lions tour could be a good shout. I believe the next one's in Australia, isn't it? In 2025? Maybe 2025? Yeah, there's plenty of future ventures that we could look into. Of course, they're just checking this one. Yeah, Crichton scored it. They were trying to see whether or not it was a knock on, but it was not. That lady's got the same jersey as my mum has. Now 12 minutes remaining. Big run forward from Payne Haas, who's been a right pain for the defence. Tino's missing half his number as well on the back of his shirt. Whoever made them. I mean, Puma's normally pretty decent with their manufacturing. I've just realized this is like the one day I don't have any Puma gear on. Hamish James 2 at Suncorp next week. Says Kerr, although 3 weeks, I believe, is the next one of the State of Origin. Argentinian living in London now. I'm lovely Barcelona, big Pumas Sevens fan. And they had a fantastic year, Los Pumas Sevens. I'm looking forward to seeing them in the Olympics next year because they got themselves a 3rd place bronze medal last time. And I feel like they can do at least that this year at the Olympics, or next year, sorry. As long as Cleary doesn't do the ice in the veins pose, we should win this. Says Les. And yeah, Oz next, says Kerr, and go Queensland. Says our heart. Looks like Nathan Cleary just taking a couple deep breaths. Tom Fletcher is on report. Now, Nico Hines to make his way onto the field. Got quite an ovation as well. Nico Hines, State of Origin debut, big opportunity for this young man. 12 seconds, I almost said, but 12 minutes remaining on the clock. Come on, Queensland, says Kurt Manchester fan. Right, is he allowed on the field? Yes, he is. Gets the big round of applause. Everybody loves him. Nico Hines, Cronulla Sharks representative. Makes his way out. Looks like Thomas Flegler has been put in the sin bin. Wow. So it was on report, then it got switched. And also the question is, can we convince Roof to join an Oz full-scale meetup would be, says Kerr. So the question is, when I'm getting sent on all these trips, Kerr, you are also coming, aren't you? I believe. Kiwi Lad and Kerr travel. You could come up with a real good name for like a series, couldn't we? We have to complete tasks while we're in certain locations. Also not a fan of that. Sam Sinbin says, Les. Yeah, it seemed pretty strict, to be honest. Hell yeah, says Kerr. Although I would feel bad if you were the main, like you were paying for most of it. I feel like I'd feel like I'm just going along for the ride, you know? I have to contribute something, I would say. James Tedesco now drives forward to 20 metres out. Great run from Teddy there. 5th and final. Cleary now. In fact, it's going to be Luai. Tries the grubber in behind it. Sits a big shot coming in. Walsh tries to keep it in the field of player, but he's forced back. And now the Blues are going to be receiving the kick. A little bit of a cheap shot there from Walsh. Martin almost decked him. And also, it's Origin, says Les. Yeah, there's been a lot worse that's happened in Origin, hasn't there? And come on, Maroons, says Calamity there. Big shot coming in from Liam Martin. Put the body on the line after already having some bleed or some blood coming out. And he was in Amsterdam last week. He loaded, says Ice Cartel. Oh, it's gonna be knocked on. Tino Fa'asuamaleaui ends up with the ball. An afternoon from the UK, just chilling before going to the pool. Says Harry and Luck. Last 10 minutes of game one in State of Origin. Off to the right. Oh, big shot there. Crichton somehow slapped Walsh in the chest, went down, and it's going to be a penalty there, I believe, against Crichton for holding. Still close. Anyone who hasn't already, do let me know, who do you think will be winning this contest? I believe my prediction was 20 points to 18 in favour of the New South Wales side. So I might be slightly off if we do see some more points being scored here soon, which there's certainly a possibility of, with it only being 30 metres out from the line. Oh, nice bit of stepping. I've got New York in 2 weeks, then Alaska, Japan, Singapore, Miami, LA, Greece. I think that's me until December. What does January look like for you, Kerr? I think January's our quiet stage. You know, New Year's and no, I don't know where we do New Year's. I think we're going where we went last year, me and George. Yeah, you ought to start the new year off on a random Kiwi Lads tour series. That would be quite fun. A nice spin. Back across now to the left-hand side. Big run forward on the outside. Bit of a slip there. Oh, that looked like some sort of injury there. Hines makes a brilliant tackle there, though. Back across. Looks like the players are starting to slow down Munster. The first chance there. Great take from Crichton. January, I've got Caribbean and then Singapore again. What about February? Early February. Oh, that's a big shot. Big, big shot. Why, I think it was Lindsay Collins in the end that put in that shot. 8 minutes remaining. There is still a chance that either of these sides could walk away with the victory. Another step there. Yo, collect them fridge magnets, man, says Juan. Yeah, that would be quite cool, actually. Like looking at a fridge with all the different places. I know that we used to do that, but then we lost a couple because George is very much a feel things type of guy, which sounds dodgy, but he grabbed one of the fridge magnets off the fridge and dropped it and it broke. And that was one from like Fiji or something like that. And then I think he grabbed another one, which was from Bali in Indonesia, and that one broke about 5 weeks later. So we kind of lost a couple fridge magnets, unfortunately. In February, not decided yet. Might try to get down to New Zealand and Oz. I'll be keen. Maritolangi looks like he is going to be taken off now for a head injury assessment. This game couldn't be much closer unless there was an extra two. Just seeing. Oh, Nico Hines, he's done sensational to get back to his feet or just back up enough to make the tackle when he did. In that case, but now we've got a little bit of a stoppage, ladies and gentlemen, just waiting. Players to make their way back out onto the park. What we will quickly do while we are at it, we are going to have Tony and Mark, a couple Auckland blokes. They are actually the ones that I'm going up to see in Auckland, Kerr. We will see them on the channel in a very short moment once we send the link to Tony. So, faceplant, says Les. It's not fun hitting your face on the ground. I've done it a couple times. Luckily, nothing too serious, though. Normally, I mean, that's the thing. Would you rather face, this is actually a question for the chat, ladies and gents. Would you rather face plant the ground or get hit in the face by a ball? Both at the same impacts type thing. So really ball smacking into you or you're really smacking your face on the turf. Which one would you decide? Now back across to the left-hand side. Still a chance here for the Queenslanders to get back into a Munster ball on the outside now to Fido. He's got the pass on the inside. Oh, it's a slip. And that will be straight through. Try scored by Fido. And they will take the leader now, or lead again now, the Queenslanders. Doesn't matter if the Blues win this one. They won't win the series. Well, now there's maybe not even a chance of them winning this one, depending on how it finishes. Fido scores his second try of the match as well. That just seems to be the case. They have two try scorers, and they're both doing it well. And one each. Damn it, says Les. Nice pass on the outside. And then just the missed tackle and then cutting across, slipping over Tedesco. He did have the men on the inside if he needed them. Sounds like a sit on a cake and eat it, or sit on it and eat a cake. And neither is a good option. True. So it's more of the case of, I mean, hitting your face on the ground, you'd like to think that the dirt or the grass would be a little bit, like, little bit softer. But a ball, like if you get the ball at the wrong angle, your nose is bloody gone. My nose already looks gone. I don't know why it looks so red compared to the rest of me. I want to say it's the lighting, but I don't know if it is. Looks like I've had sunglasses resting down there. Any stream at the weekend? Certainly do have. A few. We've got the Super Rugby games on Friday night. We've got a couple games on Saturday as well. And then I've got to get up nice and early on Sunday to head up to Christchurch. Probably pick the face plant, not keen on balls to my face. Fair enough. Or balls on my face. Face planted on a middle side of a trampoline. My nose was rushing like a river. I've done that, but somehow dodged the nose. I got the springs right down these parts. So I was probably very lucky. I was at a friend's house, so I had to have a flannel and they had to go to school to pick someone up. And games and unboxing at the weekend. Seems to be, I guess, the trend that we've got. It gives us something to do at half time other than look at stats, though, to be fair. The Queensland is now a man down, take the lead, 22 points to 18 now. My prediction was 26 points to 18. Oh, was it 28 to 16? I have got it up there, so we will check it right at the end of the contest. Also, we've got 3 weeks until the Ashes in England. Can't wait, says Greg. It's going to be awesome. We're covering the whole Ashes series on the channel. Even though those games start at 10 p.m. at night, or the days start at 10 p.m. and finish at about 5:30, we're covering it all. At least that's the plan anyway. Should be good fun. It's kicked off. The Blues try and get that ball back. There was a knock on there from New South Wales. Right. 5 minutes remaining. Weekend is going to be a hat and tea and drinking from the Kiwi Lads branded bottle. Says Kurt. Yeah, it's certainly product placement, isn't it? Need to organise the track pants. Track pants are nice, to be fair. They're still talking about they can't believe the sin bin. I might have to invest in my own hoodie as well, Kurt, unless that's one of the 2 packages that are already on the way. I have to clarify anything that I'm going to buy just in case. Yeah, hoodie, TKL on the side. Might have to look into it myself. Carrigan, good run forward. Queensland has good chance. And some Highlander shorts for George. Says Kerr. Does enjoy shorts. Oh, George doesn't often wear pants. The only time I've seen him wear pants is when he tries to like dress up a little bit to go out at night. And also, I actually thought hoodie needs to be next. Says Kerr. And Daly Cherry Evans gets it high. Queensland have currently got the advantage. Oh, it's taken in the offload, and that will be the game. They get themselves another try, and the Queenslanders now taking the lead by more than just the try difference. And that's going to be a big one for them. They are absolutely buzzing about that one, getting it late and doing very well indeed. And have they ever been a team who won back-to-back State of Origin? I think Queensland held on to it for a very long time, and also the Blues, but more recently, not hugely. I have to say, I'm purple and gold hood from my club, says Kerr. One gold. I mean, at this stage, I'll accept anything really. Whatever the postman brings, the postman. He's kind of like the merchandise distributor, isn't he? He's just like, hey, wear this. And I'm like, okay. I think I read all the chat. I'm doing well with the chat so far. I'll be honest, I had no idea how many people were going to turn up for the State of Origin. I feel like we've done pretty well overall throughout this contest. But Cameron Munster scores the try, Queensland for life, says the snooze there. So that will make the score now 26 points to 18 with only 4 minutes remaining on the clock. Okay, Daly Cherry Evans just telling his side, right, breathe. Don't get too keen. Just calm down. Second game is a must win for New South Wales. It is. And the second game, I believe, if we look here, it's going to be a home game for Queensland. So they may go into that final game 2-0 down if they're not careful. So, yeah, must win next contest taking place on the 21st of June. That kick has missed. Okay, so that still, I mean, that still gives them a little bit of a chance of a drop goal and a try, but it's going to have to happen relatively quickly, I would think, if they do want a good chance of walking away with any sort of points on the board. Queensland won 8 in a row, says Xavier there. A great take, though, from that was actually Collins who got up there and took it. Lindsay Collins. Hardly mentioned him today. I think we've only mentioned him once. He was buzzing after that one. Right, 3 minutes remaining. 4 minutes is a long time in this game. I reckon it can go anywhere from here, says Thorfinn. Exactly right. They kick off short again. And the Blues, they try and slap it back, but it's another knock on. And it's just hurt them. In fact, it's going to be offside. Now they can use up a little bit more time. Flegler's still not back out on the field, but another minute or so, and then he will be back out there. So the fact that they've been able to score twice with a man advantage has been very impressive. Right, mate? Have to go now. I need to go back to work. See you soon, mate, says Greg. So we will see you later on, Greg, hopefully for the weekend. Plenty more rugby coming up. And also, like you mentioned, those Ashes in a few weeks' time. Be a good one. Right, thanks, Hamish, as always. Got to get to the shop quickly. A raining air again, says Roof. Hopefully you keep dry. Don't get too wet. I could have made a joke there for you, Kerr, but I decided not to. Tony and Mark will join soon, says Grant. Did I send it to the right place, Grant? I sent Tony the link. Is that okay? Will he be able to access that from where he is? And down again. 30 meters out. Big charge forward from Collins. Only 30 seconds remaining on the clock. This could actually end up being a runaway. We might actually see another try from the Queenslanders. And yes, he will, says Grant. I'm pumping the legs, Carrigan. Going back across the Daily, Cherry Evans. Another spin from Collins. Junior Paolo gets on him. 5 tackles down now. Looking to go for maybe the grubber, although Cherry Evans sells the dummy. Thought about going out wide. Goes himself. And that is going to be the turnover. Lose. Only 5 meters out from their line now. Brian To'o putting it up. They just need to try and get this ball as far down the field as physically possible in the next 90 seconds. They need a try, and then they need another one after that. Nathan Cleary, though, tackled well. Queensland, their defence, even though they've missed quite a few tackles throughout this contest, have been able to make the tackles when it matters. That is the main thing. Oh, Payne Haas tackled again. It's looking very likely that we see Queensland walk away with the first victory in this 2023 Origin Series. Crichton pass on the outside, goes into touch, and that almost finished the day. See the celebrations of the Queenslanders. They are extremely happy with this result, going in their favour. Still 1 minute to go, though. We might still see another try. Too quickly. Queensland, that, and that for go. And like that. And like that. There we go. That's what we're going to put up soon. It's not quite full time yet, though. Still another 20 seconds. You know what? We're going to say it's going to stay at this point for full time, although they're still being aggressive in the way they're attacking. And great result tonight. Since my Celts themselves in the NBA playoffs, and if Queensland score, I lose the prediction thing. Sacrificing the tackle there. That'll be the game, ladies and gentlemen. And Queensland walk away with the first victory in the State of Origin series. 26 points to 18 on neutral territory. Next time, it is going to be taking place in Queensland's favour. The home ground. Thanks for the commentary. Have a good evening, says Liz. You too, mate. And Geza has said Mark in there as well. That is one of the names of the men who are coming over indeed. And Mark will go to the little boys' room and then they will join. Says Grant and cheers, Kiwi Lad, says Ice Cartel. So we're going to do a slight post-match review with 2 Cents Rugby and also Distracted Sports. Very short moment. Good stream, Amish, says the snooze. And I should mention next State of Origin live stream, more than likely I will have my dad with me, which will be pretty awesome. That is actually what we did for last year's State of Origin. And I don't know, it just always is always, I just said always twice in a row, but it's always nice having him on the channel. In fact, I don't think he's been on for about the last 7 months. something like that, or at least a couple months anyway. So we'll have to get him back on. Join us for State of Origin. Number 2, the lads will be over soon, says Geza. And I'll see you next time, bro. Thanks. Go the Pumas, says Juan Pablo Moyano in there as well. Yeah, do appreciate you guys being here. Post-match review, we'll be looking through at some stats, probably talking a bit of rugby union as well, mainly because the 3 of us are all rugby union fellows. But Selwyn Cobbo, 2 tries for him. Tabea Fidel, 2 tries for him. And Munster is a player who I haven't added to the try scorers list yet. I think I was just excited that he scored it. I forgot to put the name there. There we go. Cameron Munster down the bottom. Lovely new subscriber here as well. Says Geza, thank you very much, mate. Usually appreciate it. We've done quite a few things with Tony and Mark in the past. And in fact, there is an Auckland trip that is being planned as we speak for me to head up north and film something with the lads. So that's going to be hopefully in the near future. I'm going to stay, says Xavier. Do appreciate that. Yeah, Munster. 1 try assist, made 25 tackles in this game. He was working hard. See the Queenslanders in the background, though. They're very happy with that performance. At the end of the day, taking out the first game of State of Origin, always important. Gives you momentum heading into your next contest. And that is 3 weeks away, like I mentioned. The next one will be taking place on the 21st of June on the Wednesday. Unfortunately, all the games are on Wednesday for the State of Origin series, which is a little bit unfortunate. We do like the Sunday game like they had last year. Queensland, 10:05 p.m. It's going to be the home game, and that could just about sum up the series, depending on what kind of result they can put together. And then, of course, they've got the last game. It will be taking place on New South Wales territory. That is on the 12th of July, 2 days before me mumsy's birthday. You hit 24.1. And this is Xavier. And do you think this will go to a third game? Unfortunately, it's hard because normally that game that they play in Queensland, normally the tough one. I mean, last series, game 3, it wasn't. It was 22 points to 12. So it was a little bit closer, but still not quite the result they would have been after. That was probably one of their closer losses that they've had when they have been in Queensland. But looking through quickly, we have got our guest just about here, ladies and gents. 28 points to 16. It's not too far away for yourself, Xavier. And also, actually, 28 points to 16 was not as close as Greg, who did say 24 points to 18. And that is a lovely looking dog. It's a big, healthy one. Looks like it's having a bit of a snooze. But you guys certainly will not be snoozing when we have our next guest on. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys know him as either Tony or Distracted Sports. He's the man, he's the myth, he's the legend, he's the man who grows a beard better than me and also has got the cap to match. Looks like he's about to have a guest on, and his guest, ladies and gentlemen, a man who almost needs no introduction. He's a rugby father, I guess you could say, when it comes to the rugby community. It's going to be my 2 stepdads, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tony and Mark. Welcome in, boys.
Hey, man.
Stepdad.
How's it going?
Stepdad, yeah.
Are we old enough to be his stepdad?
Probably. We are fucking old. We are. And we both had sex with his mum. So, like, it's
Shout out my mum.
Sorry. She's a lovely lady.
She's
I
lovely.
have chatted to her. She's just adorable. An adorable human. Hello. How are you, sir?
Hello.
You very well?
I'm doing very well. It was an exciting game, wasn't it? Went down to the wire, and then Queensland just shot away.
Yeah, they just did what Queenslanders do and just pulled away at the end there. But it was, I thought for long periods of that game, New South Wales had the running. They seemed to be winning the up front battle, but it just didn't go for them. And look, here we got 2 cents. You want to give us an intelligent opinion about rugby league?
Not really. I mean, I thought Queensland got a couple early tries, and then, like you said, I thought New South Wales were just knocking on the door for ages. I was sure they were just going to kind of pull away with it, but no. You said to me at one point, it's all about the last 20 minutes.
It is all about the last 20 minutes.
And then, yeah, sure enough.
Yeah, exactly. That's Origin.
Couple of opportunities, and bam, bam.
You watch Origin every year, Hamish? It's appointment viewing for you, Origin? It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I normally hop on for the Origin games. And
do you have a team?
I'm in the boat of sitting on a fence again, Mark.
For everything. He sits on so many fences. His asshole has been impaled by a fence that is literally shaped like a picket.
Does he support the All
Mm.
Blacks like in review?
No, he won't even really like after a tight All Blacks game where I've just come off like absolutely shitting the bed. He's like, yeah, it was a tight game. I'm like, oh, come on, Hamish. Anyway, how was your stream? You get who was on there? You get some
I
good-
had a few regulars on there as well, which was nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, my mum goes for the New South Wales Blues, you see, and Dad goes for
Nice.
Queensland.
Oh,
So I'm a-
family, a bit of family
Yeah.
tension.
Right. Love a
Mhm.
bit of family tension. So it's one nut goes for Queensland, one nut goes for New South Wales. Yeah, basically.
Are you guys split or you both? I feel like Tony's a Queensland boy.
Yeah, he's a Queenslander for sure.
Queenslander.
Yeah,
And he was barracking for.
I was going for the Blues just to kind of be contrary and it bit me in the
yeah.
ass. So
But it was a good game. But to be honest, I don't support Queensland as hard as I used to after that dynasty that they had. You know, although Grant's here. Rugby League can eat a bag of dicks. Thank you very much. But we'll stick around for a little bit longer, Hamish. But I have to be at a golf club at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow morning to talk to a bunch of principals. So I have to go to the land of Nod soon. Mark has to go home and masturbate furiously. He's been telling me about that all night. He's very keen to get into that, aren't
I
you?
figure I'll go slow, see if I can give myself blue balls in support of my New South Wales Blues. That's the plan.
So you want to tease yourself?
I'm gonna give blue ball. I haven't had blue balls for a long time.
You
See
know-
if they're still operational.
That sounds like something
It's
Hamish
such a
would do.
flex, isn't it? I mean, other fun thing you could do if you ended up getting some food coloring, could end up looking
Yes.
like that painting behind you.
Oh yes, that's right. Well, actually, I did paint this with my testicles. Believe it or
Did ya?
not, just fun fact. Just it's my testicles dripped all over a canvas.
Just like a tea
For an
bag.
extended period. Man, there's actually a red one on the other side of the house for Queensland that marked it. So
It's a lot smaller.
His testicles.
yeah, it's a lot smaller. He used his penis.
What did you think of the game, Hamish?
Yeah.
I thought it was good. It seemed like the decisions in terms of like they don't
was
call
it?
it TMO, do they? They
Did
Ref
you
call
guys
it
some ref
something else.
takes?
Ref chat.
I thought the one try to Junior Polo was it Junior Polo? I thought that was a try. Oh no, it was Frizzell. It was
Tyson
Frizzell.
Frizzell, yeah.
Yeah, Tyson Frizzell. I thought that was a try. I thought there was enough evidence there to suggest that the
Looked like it was
it
grounded.
must have touched a blade of grass
Mm.
or a grain of rice. One of the two.
I'm quite a fan of rice, to be honest. This isn't where the chat thought it was going to be going, but like
Yeah.
white rice, decent. I actually tried baking today, Tony, believe it or not.
Wow. Tell me about it.
They turned out horrible.
What are you trying to
How
bake?
can you fuck up baking?
Flour.
That's a
eggs,
great
water?
question, Mark. I got one of those box things because pretty much a while ago, right? This is all tying into the story, but a while ago,
Oh.
I got a box for my mum because I made like a strawberry cake for her for Mother's Day. But then
Oh,
in
wow.
doing
Good
so,
day, son.
He's good, isn't he?
I then won a competition to win a whole
Ooh.
bloody hamper of these baking boxes things.
I love me some competitions, just saying.
Yeah.
I've won a lot of shit in
Why
competitions.
do you talk about like competitions like you're a pedo? Like,
Because it's kind of a guilty pleasure in entering like fucking 500 competitions, and
Really?
when they tell you won, you're like, I'm so happy I won this. Line trimmer. I literally won a line trimmer.
They're pretty handy. Do you have a lawn?
Yeah, pretty handy to have.
how many competitions do you enter?
I stopped doing it now, but I used to enter them like fucking as many as I could, man. Like dozens every day.
Whenever you hear it's a competition, you just go, yeah, man.
That's the only reason I had a Facebook account was to enter competitions.
You can enter competitions between and Facebook.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever entered a competition.
Yeah.
Like you know.
So he won a whole bag of baking
Oh,
stuff.
at a pub. If I'm in a rural town and I'm at a pub, anytime I go to
Into
a
the
rural
raffle.
town, and it's a pub. There's always a meat raffle.
Yeah.
And
I
then
love
I
them
think I
some meat.
won one once, and I was like, I don't
What am I going to do with all this meat?
It's like I'm here for one night.
I'm an
I do
Aucklander. I
not-
can't handle all
I
this
don't
meat.
want to take this on the plane, so I just gave it to the staff. I said, "Please take this." And they're like,
Take my
"No,
meat.
it's yours." I was like, "I paid $2 for a ticket. I don't want $25 worth of bad meat." You know. Anyway, I would have been better than that.
Carry on with your baking.
Yeah.
So
What happened?
I had a baking box with cupcakes,
Uh-huh.
vanilla cupcakes. I was like, yeah, piece of cake, almost. But I
How long have you been waiting to say that one? Or have
No,
you-
that one just came to the
That's
head
the best thing ever.
as I was
That
going.
was-
This
that
came
was-
to mind.
that was great. That was very good. Very good. Well done. The
So I'll
stream has
put-
been worth it.
I put them in the oven, and they turned slightly brown, which I think.
Did you have them in the oven too long?
No, because you do that thing with the stick, don't you? You put your stick in it.
Was the oven too hot? Was the oven too hot?
Should be 180, probably most baking.
Yeah, 180 it was. But I think
Yeah.
because they seemed to slightly stinge me on the mixture. You know, it didn't seem like there was as
was the
much. as
mixture
there
spot.
was.
Yeah, I'll blame the
No.
tools type thing. Yeah, I got you. I know who
So-
you are.
I whipped them up, and they were ugh. I was like, the icing's going to have to save these, isn't it?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then-
yeah.
Whipped up the icing, squirted it down onto the cupcakes. I actually
Where
used
Did you
a
wait for it
piping
to
bag.
cool down?
Where'd you squirt your
Yes,
icing?
yes, I waited a couple hours later,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then I squirted it with the piping bag. Oh boy,
I
it
might
just
just
didn't
think
look
about-
right. You know, I came out and it was kind of like, instead of being like this like buttercream frosting, it was kind of like curdled milk and then put onto these
Right.
cupcakes.
Oh.
So like
So
they
it
were
was more the
slight-
frosting than the baking that was the problem.
Yes, but then the cupcakes also stuck to the wrappers that they were in.
That takes some ability
Did you
to be
not-
able to fuck up like a
did you not-
pre-mixed bag of bacon.
Did you not butter the
spray it with a cooking spray?
Yeah.
No, see, I used the little wrappers that they provided. So once again,
Yeah, but
I'll
you still
blame
got to
them.
spray those.
Do you?
Yeah, you got to get it some. You got to get it some
Say
fluid.
You need
that
some
on the
lube,
box.
man. You need some lube.
Mm,
Mate. Boxes don't always tell you everything you need to know. It's the first thing you learn.
true.
So, Hamish, final thoughts before we go on the game. Oh, by the way, I don't know who that person was. You sent me a message of it. I just saw it now. Somebody asking about footage. So,
Yeah, that's old
Who-
rugby
who-
itch.
oh, rugby titch. All
Yeah.
right, titchy rugby. Okay, yeah, just give it a bash. If you get banned, you get banned. That's my advice.
Audio is more dangerous than video.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Don't they?
The audio they're really, really strict on.
Yeah.
I
You can
once got
also
copy
make-
claimed in Canada for my voice.
You got what?
I got a copyright claim against me for my voice during a cricket live stream.
Oh yeah, that's
Wasn't the
bullshit.
audio in the background?
No, it was
No.
my voice. They claim my throat as theirs.
Wow.
All right. Well, I
Bloody
claimed your
Canadians,
throat
eh?
back in 1994. Were you
Mm.
alive in 1994? You weren't, were you?
No, I'm a bit younger, Tony. Just a little bit.
1994 sounds like a young person to me. So you were alive. Were
Oh,
you?
that's 30 years ago, I guess.
Oh fuck me, dude. That was you were alive in 2004.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Were you alive in 2001?
I was, yes.
You were born in the year 2000.
No.
You were born in 1999.
Yeah.
Wow, you're a 90s boy. Good
I am
year.
just December
Good
2nd,
year.
so only just squeezed in.
Mm.
All right, just got into the 90s. When you were born, I had lost my virginity.
Mm. Mm-hmm. And that's why I call you
Is there a
dad.
connection between those two things?
I think I'm your dad.
Mm. Mhm. You're
Yeah.
kind of like my YouTube stepdads. I always call you too. You know?
Yeah, what? Well, I don't think you should be looking at me as your stepdad. You got far more subscribers than I do. You're far more successful on the tubes, the two tubes. You know?
I got a hat. I got sent a hat with the logo on it.
Well, that's pretty cool, man. See, I thought you were the only person who
Mm.
gets sent free shit from your fans, but apparently old Hamish is digging
Gets a
in on
bit
that.
of- bit of gear.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's really good. Good for you, bro. All right, man. Well, final thoughts on the game. Well done, the men in maroon.
Looking forward to
Fantastic,
the
Evan.
next one.
Yeah,
It's in
yeah,
Queensland too.
Ooh,
yeah. It's gonna
tough.
be a tall order for the Blues to get up for that one.
So,
Yeah.
boys, when I head to Auckland, we're gonna film some stuff.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. Come on by, man. We're always here. We could. How do we get them on the pod? We'd have to put another seat in the middle.
Yeah, true.
Get you on the
I
pod.
can just sit in the background and not talk. I just
Oh, that'd be weird. You could.
be
You could.
there.
You
Live
could.
audience.
You could take the place of the 2CGD. Do you know what a 2CGD is? You've had a 2CGD.
That's the little award, isn't it? I got one
Yeah,
of those.
know.
yeah.
You've got to have him on now.
Well, he's won a 2CGD.
Mhm.
He's won a 2CGD. So you could take the place of the 2CGD and just stand there going, like you're trying to take a shit.
I'll just every once in a while when you tell a joke, I'll just go, ah.
You can be in the audience. We can set up a second camera. He's like the live studio audience.
Yeah, great.
Great,
Yeah. When are you thinking you're gonna get up, man?
I'm hoping late June at this stage because that seems to be when everyone's linking up nicely. Then, of course, Super Rugby final around that same stage as well. So it might be like
Good as gold, man.
somewhere around there.
Yeah, man. Come on up, bro. We'll take care of you. We will take care of him, won't he? Can he jump in the background of a couple of 2 cents?
I'll take him rock climbing.
Take him rock climbing. I won't
I'll
go.
be keen, although I have no strength. So like that would be hard. You would have to carry me up.
You can- All right, I'm gonna go to sleep. All right.
All
Good on
righty.
you,
Well, thanks
Hamish.
for coming on, boys.
No worries.
Cheers, Hamish.
Farewell, Hamish.
Bye.
Goodbye, Hamish.
Enjoy your wank, Mark.
See you.
See you, pal.
See ya. Here we go, ladies and gents. If you did enjoy seeing those two, they of course have their podcast, 2 Cents Gets Distracted, on Spotify or wherever you do get yourself your podcast. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're going to be back this weekend with Super Rugby taking place. Also, alongside that, we've got a few other nice, exciting ventures in the near future. Mark wearing Hamish like a backpack. That would be a fun video idea. Although that would be very hard on Mark's body, I would think. But if he's keen, let's do it. Nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. Back for Super Rugby this weekend as well, I should mention. We will see you all for the next